Don't do that. You're scaring me.
And
I keep thinking that it's going. My computer's gonna die on me.
and
No, you're fine, man.
I tried to like cut myself off so that Nightshade thought that he lost it again.
For like a split second. I was like, motherfucker.
Hey guys, what's going on? We're here today playing some Arbiter. We're missing a couple people. We're missing a few peeps. Currently there is a Squeaky at work. She will be there until around 10:30ish is maybe when she'll show up to game. So you know, we have to all get on to her for being late, of course. I'm playing. We also have
stream.
cannot believe it. Cannot believe the unprofessionalism. No, just playing around, guys. She's actually having a big problem with it. We have a subscriber. Thank you very much, Matt's Kitchen, for the subscription, my dude. Much appreciated, much appreciated. Was that a YouTube subscription or was that no, that was a Twitch subscription. Thank you very much, my dude. We're almost there. I'll get to that in a second. And Anthony had to go over to the hospital to pick someone up and bring them back. So he'll be here in a little bit as well. So right now we just have three peeps with us right now. We have currently Jester.
It's me.
We have currently Phantom.
Hello.
And we have currently after a lot of back and forth, Nightshade.
Great.
Please no.
I hope. Oh no, he dropped. No.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
That's so fucking
Nightshade, Nightshade, you there?
We're dropping like flies.
I'm so happy.
Good timing.
People in the chat are like, 2 it is. So guys, before we move on, I do want to bring up a couple of things. A fleeting inspiration just gave out. Guess it's going to be a Nightshade this time around, dude. Around, do good, my boy. Nightshade, you got a fleeting inspiration.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
That means for the first roll that you do, you will automatically have advantage, so you can roll 2 dice instead of 1.
Oh, sweet.
But you have to use it for the next roll you do.
And
Okay.
you can't DC. Otherwise, you give it to me.
Okay, thanks, chat.
But there are a couple of things that I'm hoping could potentially happen this game. That's up to you guys, though. We have 999 followers. We are 1 follower away from 1,000 followers.
There you go, buddy.
Tristan!
Oh.
I'm waiting for the number to go over because it still says 999. But does that mean that Tristan's my 1,000th follower?
Oh
There you go, buddy.
I'm waiting for it to count it. I'm looking. I'm gonna refresh. I'm gonna refresh the page. Is it gonna count it? It says 1,000, boy. No, it says 999. Wait, no, go back. It said 1,000 for a second. Which one of you fuckers unfollowed? Which one of you fuckers unfollowed? I'll kill you. You get back in. You can't leave.
I'm technically the 1,000th, though.
You are the
no.
1,000th.
Was I, Dio, all along?
So, hell yeah, we got our 1,000th follower, and we know who it is. It's our boy Tristan. Hell yeah, good job,
How's it
good job.
going? I'm glad to be here.
We also there it goes. It went back over. Whoever unfollowed came back. That's fucking right. We also are at 98 subscribers. If we get 2 more subscribers during this game, we'll be up to 100 subs as well. If both of those things happen on on the Avatar stream, that would be freaking cool. I don't think that resubs count or extending your sub counts, unfortunately. because I think it still counts you as sub for this month at that point. So it has to be new people, but we're almost there, my dudes. Let's see what happens. We'll try to get it happen. But yeah, while I was doing that, there was a couple more fleeting inspirations. So that means all the fleeting inspirations have been used for today. Luca got 1, and Luca got 2. They were given by Ronan and Typical Novice. Luca, you for the first roll you make, you will get 2 extra rolls added onto it. The cool thing about fleeting inspirations is, again, they have to be used for the next roll, so you have to use them. And also they don't count for the I'm losing myself right now because we have 100 subscribers.
Oh, did we really get it? In the time that I went down to go get Abe?
Yes.
We got 100
They don't count toward fake cards. There we go. Hey, there we are. Thank you heckin' very much, Agrosser, for the gifting 2 subs that went to Arad and to Nixie. Thank you guys very much. It says 100 subscribers and 1,000 followers. Gonna screenshot that, actually. Just grab that right now. We're on a hype train. I doubt that's gonna go anywhere. But we're up to 1,000 subs and 1,000 subs, 1,000 followers and 100 subs, which equates up to 100 sub points. We're gonna throw that into the stream chat because I want to make sure that we have this real quick. Let me go make a pick for it, guys. Give me 1 second.
God, I'm so hyped for this. I think I'll stream after this.
Hell yeah. If you start soon enough after we're done, we can throw that hosty at you, that raidy at you.
Oh, neat.
But we'll see how things.
I'm going to Twitch so I can watch this happen in real time.
Boo.
I want to know what people are saying about me. I want to know if they're talking shit.
Start talking shit. What do you know? All right, dudes. File. Save as. I'm going to call it Glorious Day. Glorious Day has been made on the desktop. Let's throw that into stream chat really quick. My guys, thank you guys very much.
And it only took half of us being present.
Yeah. Apparently, like this stream, like people like it whenever everybody else isn't here. I'll have to remember that for future games. Kidding. Go ahead and throw that in the stream chat. Look at that.
Look, we have more.
Woo. I put a woo in there so that people can see the woo. And Azure Kaiser just gave $10. The message is a little bit long, so let me go ahead and go to the actual Streamlabs so I can read it. But thank you very much for the $10, my dude. Much appreciated. Log in my Twitch. There is one thing that needs to be brought up. Because of some things that happened over the week, I actually don't have the cards done for you guys today. The cards that are over here are still the ones from last time. I don't have the game cards for you guys because I had to make sure that I redid this game to account for like not having full amount of people, and I had other things that were really on my mind for the other 2 games because very big things happened in the other 2 games this week. So be sure to go watch those. So next week will be when we get the Avatar, the new Avatar powers for you guys. The new cards for you guys. I'm sorry I didn't get those done this week.
Joker, look.
We have
All good.
But first things first, we got the $10 from Azure Kaiser. Said 1,000 subs and more inspiration, one for all. Congrats on 1,000 subs. I'm sure that I'm not the only one in the chat. You guys help brighten their days. Hope for amazing episode. Oh, who am I kidding? I already know it will. Aw, thanks a lot, Azure Kaiser. And then 0185 gave $28. Says, hey, you all. I have awoken. Here you go, Phantom. You know what to do. I would donate more, but I haven't been paid yet. That's perfectly fine, my dude.
Oh,
was doing
thank
more,
you. I know what to do.
And Avatar Coach Ronan gave $10. Says, come on, Nuan. You need to get up so you can show people you can bend. All right, thanks for the $10. Let's go ahead and give those out to everybody really quick. One inspiration to all was there, so let's go ahead and grab everybody's stuff. Jin used up all their inspiration last game, didn't he?
Very generous, fellas. It's never expected, but always appreciated.
All right, so let's go ahead and give Luca their one for
What did you do?
Rewind time.
Papa.
Rewind time. Rewind time.
Hey,
There we-
one time.
It's fine. It's rewind time.
It's rewind time.
There we go.
Oh.
So one for that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 for the $28. There you go. 1 to Jin. Go ahead and change this to a Jinspiration. Do.
Oh yeah, guys, I get my house Friday.
Heck yeah, dude.
And I get my apartment next Wednesday.
Heck yeah,
Oh hell yeah, dude.
I don't know if that means we'll have game or not next Wednesday.
dude.
We'll
We'll
Fair
see,
point.
we'll see how things go. If we gotta skip
Yeah.
a week, we can skip a week.
Tristan and I are big boy. How the fuck did you get in the closet? Abel's got in the closet somehow.
I've been staring at you for weeks and you never noticed.
Hey,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I
6,
closed
7,
the
10,
door
11,
on
12,
him.
Okay, yeah.
He was just in the darkness.
I have
2, 3,
thumbs.
4,
He
5.
didn't
I can open the closet whenever I want.
I can do what I want.
We were just we're just big boys now. We're big boys and girls. Holy shit!
Fuck,
Helen Atworth, your birthday. Happy birthday, Closet Gremlin.
Happy
Um,
birthday,
you birthday,
Gremlin!
man.
But yes, I hope everybody is going to enjoy today's episode. We are going to start things off in just a minute. As soon as we find out who wants to go over what happened last game. Don't make me choose one of you. I'll do
There's
it.
a reason
Why?
we just had a discussion earlier
Mhm.
about 2 people.
Hey, Luca,
Hey,
what happened last game?
I'm trying to remember. Okay, so we assembled a raid party, and
That you did. That you did.
yeah, yes, we did. So we arrived at this cave place, and we figured out what happened, sorta, kinda. The truth was twisted a little bit, but you know. We found out that Ichibei, disappeared into the spirit rock, while Nuan sort of bended out of anger, kind of. I don't know if you call it bending, but it's something and made a crack in it. And so we decided we gotta go in because Ichibei's in there and Nuan's passed out. We don't know why. And so we assembled all the benders and we used all the elements and we broke it, shattered it into this interesting dust that some of us kept.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while that was going on, Ichibei was inside. He somehow, fate, just decided he knew everything about this place.
He knew everything.
He knew literally everything, and he's like, okay, well, for now, he knows where
Some
Nuan
ninja
is.
intel.
And so he snuck his way over there, all ninja-like. He pick-locked his way in, and he found Nuan. And while he was trying to get Nuan, there was a mimic boy that was being all like, hey, what you doing?
Look at that boy. Look at
Hey,
that mimic boy.
Vsauce, Michael here. Where are your fingers?
Hey, Vsauce, mimic here.
Yes, exactly that. And Ichibei being Ichibei, tamed it by giving him some things. He's got some stone needles and some copper, and he told him to be a good boy.
Like any fucking ninja would do.
Of course.
Give him a needle and some money and tell him to shut the fuck up.
And he did. And while he was kind of debating whether to go back to the doors or not, there was this weird shadowy figure that came in, and he was like, "No, I gotta hide. Don't say anything, mimic." Grumbling sounds. Anyways, yeah, that shadow person got eaten because he looked at the mimic. I don't know why. He looked at the mimic. And he got swallowed. And cool. Everything worked out for Ichibei. Because he's Ichibei. Anyways, made it back to the door. We kind of congregated and we're like, okay, so what are we gonna do from here? We decided first, let's get Nuwan back to her body, because I think in this world she's in like a spiritually form. We're like, okay, and then we'll come back in afterwards, because this lady over here, I forgot her name, Krosa. Yeah, we still need to get things from Krosa. We're like, cool. So we left, and we put Nuwan back into her body, and we're like, alright, so can we afford to go back in? Yeah, we can. We brought 2 useless people. Anyways, we brought 2 people with us. They couldn't really do anything, so we decided first to raid the side over here, where there were 2 of the shadowy figures. We sent in Mei Li first, so that she can, maybe charm them in some way. Exactly. That did not work. So we immediately went into battle, destroyed them as much as we can, and took the stuff from here. We found some stuff, some monies, and we found a carpet that almost strangled, suffocated Akira.
Look at that boy. Look at that. Look at that
carpet boy.
Hello, I'm here.
And Ichigo is like, hey, I have a tassel that I found in the other room. What will happen if I give it back? Yoinked it. But that's it. We just faked that again. And we're like, okay, we'll leave that. We'll go to the other side now. Creeper stalker carpet followed along. And she was like, okay, you know what? None of these games. We're just going to take you along. So we went to the other side, and on the other side, we saw some weird statues holding a dagger of the mistress of the night. I think it was what she was called. And we're like, all right. We go further, and there's another mimic. Another mimic.
He's a good boy.
Starts to gank us. And we're like, oh no. But Mei Li starts talking to it, and she also somehow tames it. We're just all getting pets here.
Steve's a good boy.
She's got 2 pets at this point: a mimic and a frog squirrel.
And the good mimic was like, the sisters beyond, they're not redeemable, and I will protect you, Mei Li. Get in my mouth.
Just imagine like being basically like wrapped around and consumed by a tongue that is bigger than you.
Jesus.
Like this thick fucking ass tongue. Anyway, so keep going.
Yeah, she's like, cool. So we were just like, no, we have to go in there because Krosa's probably in there. Plus, we're kind of curious of this mistress of the night. So we go and we meet like 4, I think there was.
There was 4 of them, yes.
Yeah, there was 4 of them there, and they didn't attack us. They stopped us though, and they're saying like, what business do we have? And Ichibei tried to convince them that perhaps the mistress of the night was in trouble, and that one of them should go check. That didn't really work out too well. Until Mei Li was all like, well, hey, I gotta see her because I'm getting married. And they're all like, marriage, we love marriage. Yeah, marriage. No, you gotta get her blessing. Did you receive your blessing yet? And after that, we're like, okay, so what she has to do is use the gift that Krosa gave her, that flower, and kind of place it at the door, or there was like a thing to put it in, right?
They just kind of push it over at the door, yeah.
Yeah, at the door for it to open. We waited a little bit, and huzzah, we got in. And then we found the Crowset lady. And then she was all like, I got disciplined. I got disciplined. So we said that we were here to collect upon our things, but she kind of mentioned how you probably won't be able to leave unless you see the mistress, and the mistress also won't let you see her if she doesn't want you to. So you've got a choice. Kind of got a choice. And we're like, okay, well, we gotta go over then. We'll test our fate. Oh yeah, Mistress of the Night doesn't like men. We've said that many a times. Cool. Thankfully, all of us made it over. Unfortunately, Steve had to be left on the other side.
Yeah, poor Steve. Steve would have dropped down immediately. Like, I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Steve would have fell
Steve.
immediately if he would have got on that bridge.
No, into the hell. Whatever this is. So yeah, we made it over, and we saw a very, very tall, very good-looking. Look at her, Mistress of the Night. Sorry, my throat is just not warmed up.
I mean, it's been warmed up for about 300 lines that you've said so far, so I'd say
Yeah,
it's,
you're doing
it's
good.
on fire.
I've been coughing.
You got this.
But yeah, so we spoke to her, and at first we were wondering if we could get that blessing that Bailey wanted, but then she's like, "You took my avatar. Why'd you take my avatar?" And we're like, it's not your avatar. The other world needs her right now. And she's like, oh. And she offered us a deal. She's like, okay, how about this? You know, sometime you come back, you help me break this rock that is holding me down. I want to travel. You know, I have been stuck here for so long. I want to leave this place. And you bring the avatar as well. How about that? And then I'll let you, you know? Is that a good deal? And somewhere along that line, making that deal.
What happened?
Nothing special, really.
What happened, Phantom?
I lost my dick. That's what happened, Blue. I lost my dick.
Rip.
No, but so the Mistress of the Night, you know, was mainly brought to attention that Luca was a female, or at least referred to her as a female, and she was like, "Excuse me, fucking excuse me." And so she kind of confronted. It's like, I want you to answer this then. I want you to say it. And so Luca, being forced, was like, I will help you. We'll help. And he's like, okay, I trust you. Wait, no, I don't. I need some reassurance. And, you know, some little magic happened. You know, little of her dark winds. And something changed about Luca. Something changed. I don't know what something changed. And we're like, okay, safe passage. You promise. And she's like, yeah, go on. Exit's over there. Everybody, you know, says their goodbyes. Steve can't leave.
Poor Steve.
God damn it. The carpet could.
Yep.
So that was a good thing. And you know, despite Ichibei waiting and Luca going, she peered back and was like, huh. Well, alright then. I'm gonna go back. And the Mistress of the Night is like, you know, you need time to walk it off. Walk it off? I don't know why. Anyways, Luca's like, fine. Fine, I'll walk it off. Gonna go the long way. So I went back the long way, and things have changed in this hallway of daggers, of daggered people. Why do they look like Luca? I don't know. Why are less and less articles of clothing on them? I don't know. Make it down the hallway and back to the main area, and wow, one last statue. Completely nude. How lewd.
How
Very
lewd.
lewd. How lewd. And wow, are those baubles? Little bubbles on the chest? Why is it me? Luca looks at herself. Ha!
Specifically, herself.
Specifically herself now. I was a himself, but
That is neither here nor there.
yeah, so
Imagine if it was Akira.
oh my god.
Imagine if Akira was the one that pissed her off.
I'm
Well,
a
I'd either have one of the. I'd either have Mr. Squeaky voice me at that point because I can't do a good female voice. I'll hire someone in my place.
Yeah, Luca. By the way, we're still waiting on that. We're still waiting on that. On that slightly more feminine Luca. I'm kidding.
No, damn it.
But yes, you made your way out, and
I screamed my way out.
as you scream your way out,
My dick is gone.
everybody would have then made their way out from the rock. Everyone coming out at the exact same time, including Tim and Slim. And as everybody comes out at the exact same time, including Luca, I think we're ready to start things off. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, Tristan? Are we ready?
I guess so. We might as well start it off with a good old. I'm gonna move this over here so you can't zoom in and out of it. I'm gonna roll it here. It's probably gonna fall off because it's too big for its own good.
There it goes.
And
Hey,
it is 5.
You're fine.
that's not that
That's
bad.
not bad. That's
Yeah.
like 25%. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's fine. Do-do-do-do. As everyone makes their way out, everyone at the exact same time stepping out from the shrine that is behind the stone here. As you all step out, all sound kind of muffled for a moment. As everybody steps the way out from there. Everyone kind of looks over at you with a confused look on their face. As you guys come out. One as Falson seems to be pretty close over to you guys. He just kind of like makes it away. It's like, did you forget something?
What do you mean?
Did you forget something?
No.
You guys were only in there for a moment.
A moment is all we needed. Time flows differently between dimensions.
I've heard about something like that, similar in the northern forests, but I suppose. Are you all okay?
Oh, look at Luca.
I wouldn't say okay. But fine, I guess.
All right. You were gone for just a couple of moments. We were just discussing potentially bringing that chest up from below. He motions down to the water. Whenever everybody is, of course, rested up, do you all need rest?
I'm not sure that's a good idea. Bring that chest up. I believe that lady said the souls of pirates are stuck in there.
when you think about that, Luca, and the rest of you, when you think about, souls being stuck inside chests, you guys immediately start thinking about Steve.
Steve, no.
It's like, wham, weird. Souls being stuck inside chests? That's fucking weird. Anyway.
What a wacky timeline.
All right. Should we perhaps release them or send them into that shrine over there? Something like that shouldn't be here at that point. We'd hate for someone to come across it.
That's true.
Are there still spirits in the water trying to grab people?
Whenever he gets close, you do notice that there are some waves in the water, but nothing seemed to come out to grab anything yet.
Well,
It seems as if the waters have calmed since the stone has been destroyed.
Well, if it's something that Luca wants to do to help, then she's welcome to. I can fucking touch water. That's all I can do.
Think I want to help pirates?
Either way, let's have everybody at least rest up for an hour before making our way. He points off to the north. There's another small cave system up there. If anybody wishes to look over anything, as he looks around at all the others that are around, the firebenders are sitting with the earthbenders, and they're seemingly chatting a little bit off from where you guys are. They seem to be hitting it off a little bit. You notice that the non-benders are also seemingly chatting a little bit off for themselves. Like they're like watching over the front of the cave in case anything was to come inside. The one airbending master Al seems to be standing at the ready off near the acolytes, waiting to see if he's needed. Again, he seems to be the only bender that is not completely taken with everything going on. And Rieta seems to be just kind of like sitting up at the top, hanging out. I will say that Jin will take his carpet, which by the way has not seemed to make any moves since coming out of the shrine. He will take his carpet
To be a secret.
and goes and sits over with it. Slim and Tim make their way up to the others to explain everything that had gone on inside to the best of their ability. Mei Li, upon stepping out, would seem very tired, potentially because she was the closest one to the element of the place upon going in. As an airbender, it seemed to take a little bit more out of her than others. To explain why she's not fucking talking. Anyway, so leaving the three of you, you guys do know that you're not incredibly tired. You're not incredibly anything like that right now. Luca, in fact, you feel actually pretty energized.
Really? I took a
It's almost like you're kind of almost manic. I'm kidding. But you feel as if you are actually completely energized. Your bending feels somewhat like it was recharged a bit. Just kind of conceptually not really responding in your stats or anything like that. But you do feel as if you've had a good rest since coming out from the shrine, in particular. Ichibei, you still remember everything about the inside of the shrine. However, the knowledge seems to be slowly fading. And Akira, you're doing pretty well. You didn't really have much damage or anything done inside. You're looking pretty good. What would you guys like to do? Would you guys like the rest of the hour? Would you guys like to explore the northern part of this cave a little bit before you do? What's going to be going on here?
Well, the Avatar's still asleep.
Yes, the Avatar.
Luke is
currently
having some sort of internal crisis, of which I don't think I can discern. And Akira is blind.
You're blind.
That is true.
So I'm
He
just
is
gonna
in
chill
fact
out.
blind.
I went into a spirit world, made sure a person didn't die, got back out of the spirit world, and now I'm here.
Okay.
I think you
Go chill
deserve a
out.
nice cold
I'll wait.
glass of cola.
I'll wait until somebody approaches me.
Okay. You
Oh,
chill.
you're approaching me.
You chill out over. You chill out over by Nuwan.
No, I need the coronavirus inoculation.
You chill out over by Nuwan as Mei Li chills out over by Yuki. Luca and Akira, what do you guys want to do?
Is my health fine now? I took a beating.
Your
and-
health is not fine.
so
But
I'm
again,
up
you
12.
feel good, but you do
Mm.
know, like, looking down at yourself, you still have like some bruising and things like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to like rest up or something.
Okay.
Um,
Where would you like to go to rest up? Where would you like to, like, which group do you want to be around? You want to be around the Avatar and Mei Li and them?
Huh. Huh.
Do you want to
What
be
about
you want to
this
be over
corner way
do you want to
over
be you want to
here?
be over by your fellow grills? You go sit down. It's not weird because, you know, Jen's also sitting down a little way away from everybody, so that's not that weird. Akira, what do you want to do? Again, you're not really that hurt. You're not really unenergized at all. Would you like to look off to the northern cave slightly? Do you want to rest up, waiting for everybody to get ready to get up? What do you want to do?
Well, I mean, Akira was gonna ask if Luca was okay, but I guess
Lucas
You
seemed
could've
to
you could've asked Effie.
fine.
Lucas seemed to very
So-
energetically, you know, just like go over and sit down, like, oh man, need to rest. Oh shit. Again, you do know that Luca took a bit of a beating inside.
Wait, if he can heat detect with his special eyes,
Specialized. Fuck off.
He mostly just sees silhouettes.
all right. Never mind, lol.
What did you think I could see?
Lumps on the chest.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
mostly
silhouette.
just
Curve.
just kind of silhouettes. No,
But, like-
you can't really see things that pristinely unless it's very hot around.
Or unless it's
Well, I mean-
massive, like
or-
Ichibe's fucking
well-
12-inch cock.
well, well, no. The thing is, I can see silhouettes. It's just Luca always wore like baggy clothes, so it wouldn't really like.
The heat's
matter.
the heat's
Nothing-
also
nothing
kind of
really would've
dispersed a
changed.
little bit evenly around Luca's gear as well,
Yeah.
because northern
Nothing
gear
would've
very
changed for
furry,
me.
very warm.
It makes total sense.
It would be very slight, and I'd have to notice.
You'd have to
I'd
go like
really have to
right up
notice.
and just be like, "Hmm."
Which in that
I'd have
case,
to
you're
be-
already in
I'd-
there.
I'd have to
You're,
be
you're
like
pretty much at
squeeze,
2.5. You're like 2.5 base at at that point there.
do you
It's
want
like-
to rest up with everybody, Akira? Do you want to check out the northern cave? What do you want to do?
I'll check out the northern cave.
Okay.
What's my health at?
I think you're fine. Let me look.
All right.
Yeah, you have one missing health right now.
All right, I'll check out the fucking cave.
Luke is in my line of sight, right?
Yep.
Solo
Luca's
adventure!
just over here laying down.
I'll keep an eye on her, make sure she's not possessed by the big titty
To
dark monster.
adventure.
You make your way up to the top, Akira. As you do, you start making your way off in the northern direction. I will say that the Airmaster would step out and look over towards you. Not really master yet. You can tell he doesn't have any tattoos. But as you make your way forward, the Airbender known as Owl seems to come with you. He's like, I sense there's quite a significant thing off in this direction. Would you mind if I came with you? I'm not very good with the dark.
If you wish.
I can see something about you is quite special. If you would not
Oh.
mind, I would like you to protect me as we go across here, as I will watch your back as well.
I can't put my finger on what makes you special as he stares inches away from your eyes.
Well, my eyes are closed.
Never mind, lol.
He usually has his eyes closed.
Yeah,
Alright.
because that kind of freaks people out.
He's fucking Geen.
the only reason they're open is so that way people like everyone else knows, the audience and we know that like, hey, his eyes are fucked. Yeah,
I
no,
see.
he just keeps them open or he just keeps them closed. Akira chuckles aloud a bit when he says that. And I will watch your back too. Like, let's go.
Let us go, friend. The two of you make your way off to the north. He kind of just waves to the acolytes behind him, just like, "Yeah, we're fine. Don't worry about it. Keep watch over these guys." The two of you head further up. I'm gonna move some of these things out of the way because we don't need them anymore. Yeah. Boop. Don't even need this. Get out of here. Heckin' weird shrine thing. Get in the floor. Search. As you guys head off to the north, there is a very like narrow cave. It seems to come out from the top. It seems to narrow itself and goes off for about a good minute or so in darkness. You can tell that that Al seems to be staying very close to you. Again, noting that he's not very well with darkness. But even you, upon going forward, there's not a lot to really light up. Luckily, you're able to keep a steady stream of flame in your hand to like slightly light your path. You're able to get a bit of a sense about things with your eyes. As you head a little bit further forward, you come out into a bit of a clearing as you see something rather interesting. And yes, I did say see. Bing.
Wait, what? What do you mean see?
Oh, it's a rock. It's just probably keeping her there, right?
You make your way off to the north as you and Al make your way forward. You find what appears to be a glowing stone in the very center of this room. From what you can tell, it seems to be glowing with heat, so it's probably only glowing to you.
Okay.
As you enter your way in here, Al seems to step forward a little bit, looking around. Apparently, there seems to be some sort of light in here. As he like looks up to the sky. There is a small opening around here. It seems as if this place has been... He seems to cut off as soon as he says that and like looks off toward the crater. Would you like to approach?
Yeah, I would turn off the flames in my hands, obviously, since I don't need it now, since it's kind of fucking bright already.
You turn off
If-
the
if-
flame
if-
in your
if-
hand.
Yeah, if it's bright as you say it is. I don't need it.
This thing itself is bright. The room itself
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
that
yeah.
bright.
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Okay. You step forward toward the crater. As you look down toward this thing, you note what appears to be a large stone that's giving off a ton of heat. As you and Al approach it, you see that it seems to be centered in the middle of a large crater. This thing is not big enough. Hold on. Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect. Looking forward toward it, it seems to be about the size. It seems to be about like half the size of your carriage. Upon looking over at it, it seems to be a little bit larger than a camelephant.
Awesome.
What would you like to do? You do remember hearing the Mistress of the Night talking about some sort of a stone that is locking her down into her into her shrine, not allowing her to visit any other parts of the spirit world.
Oh, okay. So it's like what do you call it? Like a fucking bottle cap on a bottle. Yeah, it's like a bottle cap on a glass tube.
Potentially.
Do you see that, sir?
It appears to be some sort of a stone or some sort of a rock from above. I'm guessing that's where the opening from high up there came from. I don't want to say anything strange. It seems to be discolored and very smooth.
It's very hot.
Hot. He looks over. You are a firebender. I suppose you would be able to notice that.
No, I mean it is very hot. It's almost it's really bright.
Kind of like looks over at you. Bright.
Forgive me. I usually don't do this. He does. Oh, he opens his eyes just to let him know, like, you know, since he's curious.
Ah.
I
Interesting.
don't see like you.
He puts his
I can
hand.
s-
He puts his hand like in front of your eyes for a moment, and just kind of like watches as like you don't really follow it or anything. You are blind, yet I can sense a spiritual awareness of sorts.
My firebending allows me to see, even though my eyes are dead and can't really track your hand, I know full well that you are putting your hand in my face.
Actually, one moment. He seems to again just kind of like wave his hand like in front of your face for a moment. You see that he begins to like moving his like start moving his arms very slightly. I feel what had happened. Were you given this sight?
I honestly couldn't tell you. It just started going on not too long after a certain incident involving the Avatar.
The Avatar.
The former Avatar.
Ah, I see. That was quite a long time ago. If that's
Yeah.
the case, then that would explain. He motions around as he does. You see that. Actually, no. Nobody here would. Ah! That's hilarious! You wouldn't see this, and nobody's with you.
Wait, you got really really loud for a second.
I
Wait,
went-
what happened?
I went. I. That's hilarious. I'm sorry. Am I still too loud?
Oh, he's doing a thing for you. Okay, that's why you got loud, because you can't see what he's doing. Rip.
All right. So.
Good luck, buddy.
So nobody's with you, so you wouldn't see anything. And I'm not gonna say what would be seen because nobody's with you. However, after he seems to move around slightly, he motions down toward a space near where the two of you are.
So this is what happens when I reveal my fucking secrets. People exploit the shit out of them.
No, he seems to motion off toward the ground as he does. Can you? You probably can't see this. You say you see with your bending, correct?
That is correct.
Could you illuminate this part of the ground here? So that you may see.
I don't see why not. I put my hand to the ground and I start firebending. Or I start pumping heat into the ground.
As you do some bending down below, you roll me for element to see how well you see this.
Oh, and I get to roll twice.
Yep, you do roll twice because you're fleeting inspiration.
Alright, hang on, there we go. Okay. A second, let me get back over here. Okay.
I need to give you guys like extra dice to keep over there.
Yeah. $11 plus 4.
Okay, roll one more time.
And what's the next one? 15 isn't bad, but let's see if we can get a little bit higher. Nope, we can't.
Okay,
15 will be half the
15's good enough. As you illuminate the area below you, you see what appears to be very faded, but very much noticeable. Seemingly these two footprints in the ground, obviously indented slightly, almost probably from an earthbender.
Huh. Someone was standing here before. Earthbender from the looks of it.
I sense a spiritual connection between this place. Someone did a massive feat of bending here. The connection is very faint, but it has to have been done within the past couple of years or so. At least within my lifetime. A great feat of bending was here, and he looks off toward the thing in the center. I'm guessing it has something to do with that.
Well, if it's anything like the last thing we had to deal with, I don't want to bend at it.
See, you said it was hot already.
Oh, it's very hot.
Will you still watch my back?
I kind of just turn my head and I give him like a cocky smirk, like.
Figuratively.
Sure, I could do that for you.
If I do as you did before, as you mentioned, then be sure to take me away from this, shall you? As he turns toward the stone, he begins to get into a stance, and you see he starts bending. You can feel your robes begin to move slightly, as you can definitely tell he is airbending currently.
Oh, he's a fucking bender, guys.
As he begins to bend around the area, you notice that some dust seems to be kicking up from all around. As he's bending air all around the stone, you notice the stone is not getting any colder. Nothing seems to be happening around the stone. It's not sucking in anything. It's not changing at all. He does this for a minute and then stops. He doesn't seem to have continued to bend at it like you did for the other stone. As he does this, he looks to his hands. Nothing. Even the air around the stone seems to still remain with the same ferocity.
Still just as hot.
This is a bending beyond me. It may require a master.
Everything in my body is screaming at me not to do what I'm about to do, but curiosity is really getting to me. Could you stay up here for a second?
Of course.
I jump down in the crater.
Slide. Again, the crater's giving off enough, or the rock is giving off enough heat that you can easily see the crater, like all around it.
Yeah.
As you get down into it,
I touch the rock. Like I put my two fingers on it first just to see what's gonna happen. Like, I'm not gonna be like, let's beat this shit up.
I would
Or
like
deal-
you to please roll me for your insight as you touch this stone.
Insight? What's my insight?
Currently, it's a 2. You only have the
2,
one
so-
roll unless you put some stuff in.
Oh, I'm gonna absolutely put some stuff in. Put 3 inspiration in.
Okay.
I'm gonna put in 3 inspiration. Thanks, chat. Ha! Ha!
16's
I
pretty
didn't
good.
even need it.
16's
Didn't
pretty
even need
good.
it. All right, let's. Can we do better, chat? Can we do better?
We must do better.
That was gonna be. That was,
Last
one
roll.
more- yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna ask if it was my last roll. Oh!
19. All right, so first off, the 16 would not have done it.
Fuck me, dude.
I would like to ask you, because you got high enough, would you like to use this?
What? What are you?
The thing
pointing
below
at?
the thing below your dice.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
You've had
Yes,
this for
please.
quite a bit.
Yes, please. I'd like to know what it does.
So,
Let's do it.
I gave you this roll because you had this, and you would have the choice to use it or not use it. It's completely up to you. I can finally tell you what this thing is. Let me get it really quick.
God damn, Abel.
This is the Vizier.
Vizier.
That's why it's a V. In the Avatar game, the Vizier will give you as much information about one thing that you find as you can possibly get. Basically, unnatural amounts of information will flood into you. Stuff that you would not have been able to get from just rolling.
Oh. Okay.
You place your
Because
hand on
knowledge is in fact power.
You place your hand on the stone. As you do, you immediately know that this stone appears to have come from space. This is a meteorite of sort. However, you do also notice that it feels familiar. As for a moment you close your eyes and you seem to have a slight vision in front of you. For a second you see Nuwan, but then the shape of Nuwan seems to change as you see the old man that you had seen 10 years ago. You see that old man, you see him around this cave, and you note he seems to have stomped his feet downward, placed his hands to the sky, and using earthbending, brought down a fucking meteorite from the air.
from the air.
Okay.
Fucking stratosphere, dude. What the fuck? Dude, he fucking took that shit. He was like, I want that rock from space. So
you
he
want
just
space rock?
I want space rock. So he's just like, I
With
want
the
it.
small
Grab it.
amount of the vision you have, you notice something that will probably come in handy, because now that you know that this exists, maybe you can talk to people about it. You notice in your vision that the man that was there, the old man from before, seemed to have been glowing as he was doing this. His eyes shining bright, and
I know what that
and his entire body seemingly covered in an aura.
Well, fuck.
Right as this thing had impacted, you note that he seemed to have tried to bury something beneath it. As that vision comes to a close, you also gain, again just from the Vizier information here, you also gain the knowledge that while this thing is in fact a stone of some sort, the Avatar had to go out of their way to do this. A regular Earthbender or even a few Earthbenders probably could not move this thing. The Earth / potential metals inside this thing are far too foreign for them to be able to do anything with, and the stone itself is potentially tens of times harder and heavier than it looks.
I mean, coming from me as a player, first of all, the fucking profit from this thing will. I mean, come on, guys. Can you not see the potential for, like, let's sell space rocks? Fucking Earthbenders can't bend this shit. That's how you know it's not from here.
Well, you still think an Earthbender probably could, since Earthbending was used to bring it down, but
Oh,
it would
then
take
fucking-
it would take a fucking master or a ton of Earthbenders to do it.
Well, Jin better become a fucking master real fast. Because I know for a fact he's gonna want that. He's gonna want that on lock. Woo! All right. So,
The last Avatar was crazy extra, huh? I mean, that's kind of a really good way to explain him, yes. Extremely extra is a very good way to explain the last Avatar.
this is special. Well, now this is quite the interesting development.
I saw what you just did. You seem to tap into your spirituality for a moment there. I can tell that a bender of your nature is very close to becoming a master.
Oh, you humble me greatly, sir. This rock is not from Earth. It is Earth, but it's not from. It's from the sky.
The sky.
I would
I
know
believe
what fucking space is.
You would
right?
you would
Or
you would
that-
know you would know of meteorites. They're usually a lot smaller than this. And you do know that there have been larger ones found throughout the world, but they usually come at, much higher amounts of destruction than this. This thing should have probably destroyed like a humongous part of the Earth Kingdom if
Right.
if this thing hit. Again, this
Yeah,
thing's
but the
bigger than a
Avatar-
camelelephant.
Yeah, yeah, but the Avatar fucking.
But
has
the
it.
Avatar.
Yeah. Okay. Do I know what the? I wouldn't know what the term space is, right?
You
I
would
just
say
know
the
what-
sky. You would definitely say like the
Okay.
sky.
I just wanna
I
make sure
don't know.
that-
You would probably say space. Sokka said space.
Okay. fair
Yes,
enough.
I mean if Sokka can say space, you can say space.
All right, cool. He's dumb as a basket of rocks. Space rocks. A kid. I love him. He's cool.
Sokka's great.
Yeah, he's cool. So it appears those footprints were the previous avatars.
Is that the one who aided you with your predicament? I noticed a spiritual connection between you and this place.
Yes, he did help.
You had
Some
said you
people
had said
would've-
as much around 10 years ago.
Yes, some people would have said he was too late. I personally think I'm alive, so I think that's a good consolation prize.
The Avatar would have done a feat such as that. That is incredible. I've heard of the destructive capabilities of the last Avatar, him having basically attacked every nation in some way or another. But this... That's crazy. He was the one who destroyed the Eastern Air Temple, after all, I suppose.
He's the one who brought down this rock.
Do you know for what purpose?
Didn't show me. Though it is because of him that, well, the rock only did this kind of damage and not more.
Perhaps his intention was to bury it to limit the destruction?
Wait a minute. No, there was something.
Hmm?
He brought it down to seal something.
You do remember
Whatever
seeing
that's-
some sort of a glimmer beneath this thing before it impacted. There is
Yeah, well-
something underneath this rock.
Yeah. Well, also I remember that the
Yes.
fucking- Yeah.
You know. You
She-
also
she's
know.
like-
You also know about the mistress thing, but there is actually
yeah.
something physical beneath this rock.
Yeah. There is something underneath this. I would like to get. Well, he's not a master, not that I know of, but he's a better earthbender than I. I would
Al
like
would
to
have
try-
came down and he's like looking down at the rock. You see him actually like kind of spreading the dirt around beneath like around the edge of this thing. You notice as he's doing that that as he's spreading the dirt around a little bit, you notice more heat coming from underneath this area. As he's moving some of the dirt, you notice that this is the top of the meteor. There is more below it.
Wait. This isn't it. This isn't the meteor. This is a piece.
It seems as if it continues downward.
There's more. There's a lot more. It's the heat is surging under the ground. Removing all that dirt away and there's just more heat.
Let's go and see if we can get... Well, I suppose they need to rest. Once they've rested up, let's bring some of the earthbenders in here to look around at this.
I would very much like to bring Jin here. He'd be very interested to see this.
Well, he was resting when we last saw him. Shall we go get him?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should.
The two of you
Yeah,
make
wonder
your
where
way...
Jin is.
Hey!
I fucking saw it.
Hey!
Yo.
Hey! Okay. We got a gem, boys! Hell
He
yeah.
it's not that he ever left. It's just that he left and never left.
By the way,
That's right.
Anthony,
That is right.
Anthony,
Wow.
I put it in the chat.
Congratulations on those numbers.
Hell yeah.
It was all because of me and chat.
Yes, Tristan is the 1000th follower.
Thanks, chat. You know, I never
awesome.
realized why you said thanks, chat. Now I know. There's like an odd satisfaction.
It is fun to say, and I appreciate them.
with
Yes.
with Akira coming back, he would have mentioned to a few members of the party about what had happened. Since again, Luca, I'm guessing you're still resting.
Yee.
Jin and Ichibe, would you guys like to make your way back to look at what Akira has found, or would you guys like to stay here?
Fuck it.
Has Akira mentioned what it is?
He probably wouldn't have mentioned what it was in front of everyone.
and I was already told that it's like a stone up there.
He probably wouldn't
No,
have mentioned
we're-
everything, but he probably would have mentioned that he did find a stone up to the north.
Yeah, we were already told before, though, by the mistress that we had to get rid of the stone up to the north.
Hmm.
If Jin expresses interest, then I will stay and watch the Avatar and watch Luca.
Jim, would you like to
Right.
go forward?
Yeah, I suppose someone needs to deal with it.
It's a rock. You like rocks. Get the fuck out of here, you silly Billy.
You guys make your way all the way back toward the stone. Jin, you get the same kind of feel from this as what Akira had figured out, that this thing is far beyond your ability to move. As you look forward toward this thing, you go down, you bend some of the earth around around this stone, just to note that there is far more below than what you would have thought.
How fucking big is this rock? Holy. How?
You just note that like you move like an entire like area around it, and just seems to keep going.
Could I try and sand the rock?
You try, it does not work.
Is this fucking
You put your
thing made
hand
out of?
you put your hand up to this thing, and you cannot get a good grip. Some of it seems to be made out of the kind of earth that you normally do stuff with, and like little tiny pieces of it potentially go to sand, but you're pretty sure that the stuff that went to sand is just like the piled up dirt that like had fallen on this thing over the course of like the past decade.
What the hell is this fucking thing made out of?
You try to move it, it seems extremely heavy. Roll me for your element to see if you can tell around how big this thing is. Also, $4 from Cyan Gemini says, yeah, chat always helps out those in need, like you will soon, Akira. Dice to Phantom.
Thank you.
Boom, boom.
That was bad.
I love that. I love that. That's
I
The
got-
fake outs.
the fake outs are fun.
What'd you get?
4.
You got a 4 for element. You can't tell exactly how big this thing is, but from what you can look at, it's at least doubled. It's at least double this size. So probably over 2.5 Camelephants in size.
Yeah, you're gonna need a battalion to lift this thing up. At least, maybe. I'm only technically half a bender, so
Well, I'd say 75%, but who's counting?
Is there any way you can tunnel beneath it?
Well, I would think so. If you're just going to be moving regular Earth, I wouldn't see a reason why we couldn't go around it or under it. or any of that.
Jin, you attempt to try to tunnel beneath it. As you do, you notice that as you try, the heat is definitely getting in the way of you doing that.
what the hell? How is it still hot? It's
It is
like
it is throwing off a ton of heat, and from what you guys know, this came down when the Avatar was still alive.
Goddamn spirit meteors.
is this like a secret volcano or something? Is there magma underneath this? Why is there so much heat?
Groudon sleeps within.
Fuck you! I'm Groudon now. I'm gonna eat the heat. I'm kidding. Eat the heat. Sounds great.
Unfortunately, it seems like some of the earth beneath it has been scorched, and some of it even reminds you of potentially have being changed entirely to glass at some levels.
Ooh, yikes.
Like the heat of this thing is changing the actual properties of the stone and earth around it.
Yeah, I ain't moving this.
Again, from what you can tell and from what Akira had already seen, it would take a ton of earthbenders or a master earthbender to move this.
Oh, where is that mountain when you need him? Oh well.
If I may be so bold to say, Jin,
Please,
I think it
I'm
would
free
be,
being bold.
I think it would be beneficial to try and get as much of this as we can out of here.
You want the rock?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I would think a man of your stature would appreciate a good profit. I mean, earth that can't be bent. It's a wonder. I'm also not gonna lie. I am a bit curious as to see what's underneath this rock. But
You brought a
feel-
pickaxe. You brought like a pickaxe or a hammer or something, right?
I believe some of the people from before had brought some tools with them to attempt to excavate the other rock.
Ah, fantastic.
We could bring them in here. Most of the non-benders have been mostly sitting on their hands since coming.
Good. That means their arms are rested and ready to break this thing in half for us.
We can hope that they can attempt. As you guys do so, you go and collect the non-benders to see if they can do literally anything to aid you with this. As you guys get the acolytes and you see that Slim and Tim come in, and you see that again, like the firebending soldiers come in. They each attempt to try to go at this stone. They all try. They do their absolute fucking... You know what? I'll give them a roll. But I'm only giving them one per faction.
I want to give them one of my inspirations.
I'll use some NPC inspiration, don't worry.
Okay.
I'm giving them one roll per faction, and we'll see if they can get it. I doubt they will, but...
Where's the dice? I want to see what happens.
I'm putting it
Just-
right here in the middle. Let's go
Alright.
ahead and... We have a ton of NPC inspiration. I'll just use this big
Nino
chunk here.
burrito. Everyone, give them your energy. Put your hands in the air.
I'll use this
Wave
chunk
them like
here.
you just don't care.
So 2 for the firebending soldiers, 2 for the air acolytes, and 2 for the earthbending soldiers.
We
Kramer?
need to believe.
So first,
Jin just in the back going, remember to swing with your legs, or however it goes.
first with the air nomads.
But of course not.
First
They're air
roll,
nomads.
second roll, it's a 15, and third roll. Air nomads are not getting anything. First roll from the Fire Nation soldiers,
Come on,
Second
fire
roll.
boys. You do better than that.
and third roll.
Come on, you're making me look bad.
Oh!
Ooh.
And for the earthbending soldiers, first roll,
Fucking nat 20.
second
Oh
roll,
god, a 17. An 18.
and third roll. So,
Oh my god, we got a 20 and an 18.
so interesting. The air acolytes go and they're just like, yeah, we're like scrawny fucks, so we're not even gonna try really.
Oh, air nomads.
They go and try. The Fire Nation soldiers take their small their tools that they have and attempt to go at it. You notice that they seem to have some more metallic like tools. You guys both know that the Fire Nation is slightly above the curve as far as using metals and things in a bunch of their designs. Whereas the Earth Kingdom doesn't really use that much because they can just kind of move the Earth to do what they want. However, they do have some nice tools themselves. As these two factions seem to go at it, you needed an 18, by the way, to get anything from this. The Earth Kingdom soldiers, they seem to get a small chunk from it that is seemingly around the size of it. It seems to be like around the size of like a small like a they'll say they get like
fist.
they get the size of like a baseball.
Okay.
They get a small chunk around the size of a baseball as they go at one of the cracks here, and they take it out with them. The Fire Nation soldiers
Meanwhile,
seem to
my fire boys.
get a good hit with one of their picks. Again, this metal tool they brought is very much more capable of going into this thing as they pull off a large chunk of this. The chunk seems to be about the size of like a keyboard, even like a computer keyboard. It's even like very thick and very long. As they get this long piece off of it, they try to lift it and they're like, oh shit!
Now we're making progress.
It falls off and immediately falls onto the ground, and they can't lift it. The two of them try, and they're trying, guys. What the hell?
I guess Jin might go and try and help with his rippling bicep.
You attempt to go and aid them, as you notice that the baseball-sized one that even the Earth Kingdom soldiers got, they see, like, this guy's holding in both of his hands. He's like, okay. It's not like that heavy. He's still able to move, but it is, again, like, probably around, like, 10 times heavier than it probably should be.
Yeesh.
As you guys go to lift it, roll me for your physique. How much are you helping?
Let's find out.
Are you putting that in?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Is it 15?
15.
You aid them. Between the three of you, you were able to get the large slab out from where it is. Jin, it is heavy and hot.
Hot.
As you guys get it out, you guys again just kind of like chuck it onto the ground. You're like, it's fine, it's not gonna fucking break.
Jin just like shakes hand like, How is that possible? What is this?
From what you can tell, Akira, upon getting both of these pieces off, they seem to cool down. They seem to start cooling down considerably. They're still very hot, but they seem to cool down very like a lot. As you guys got two chunks of fucking meteor.
Awesome. What the
Oh,
fuck?
did we already take care of that?
Oh, we got 2 chunks off of it, but we didn't get rid of it.
Oh, okay, never mind, lol.
So, what do you think we can make out of this? Besides money. I could use some new shoes.
Tim looks at it. It would take a great artisan to be able to do anything with this. They would need tools similar to what he motioned over to the Fire Nation. What the Fire Nation soldiers have brought with them, I believe. Either that or a very good earthbender.
I know of one of those.
Somebody could attempt to make something, I don't know, to make something crude with it. He, like, holds the baseball-sized one up. You see him, like, it seems to be, like, around the weight, from what you can tell of, like, you know those like, that thing where you turn around and you throw it? What's that called?
Shot put?
Yeah, it's like a shot put, almost. Like, he's holding it kind of like that, as he's just like, I don't know, you could chuck it really hard at somebody, I guess.
That's a perfectly good waste of something that could be something better than that. I mean, you could turn that chunk into, I don't know, something sharp. And stab someone.
We could potentially bring a piece of this as an offering to the Earth King. Maybe he can find someone to make something with it.
Jin looks at the chunk in his hand and looks at the chunk on the ground. He points to the little chunk into the guy's hands. Yeah, I think he'll like that one.
I'm sure that if anyone would know what to do with it, the Earth King would. I've heard he's a great bender in his own right as well.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I'm sure he'll have a field day with that then. Maybe he'll make a little swan or something out of it. Something frivolous and stupid. As nobles tend to do. Now, you think that we can put this into the cart without them catching fire or shattering in half?
You see Al just kind of giggle at you for a moment. I don't know about all of you, but that thing's going to be difficult to carry all the way back to your carts.
Yes, it will be. I'm not. You can't. It's so valuable.
Wait, it's on fire, right?
It is not on fire.
Well, not
no.
on fire, but it's hot as fuck, right?
It was very hot, but like I said for Akira, after they chunked it off, it started to cool down considerably. It's still
Okay.
hot, but it is cooled much more than like the main body.
Okay, because I was gonna say, like, if it's still fucking scalding hot, you could just throw it in the fucking spirit water and have all the pirates die, and then it'll probably cool down from all the spirits.
No, they'll become like vapor pirates. I don't want that shit.
Vapor
No,
pirates.
I can smell
I've
the
heard-
Can you just
Pirates.
imagine if like fucking the souls of the pirates are still in the water, but now they're free to be like steam ghosts?
Oh,
I refuse to invent vaping in Avatar. Right, so fuck off.
Are you
I may take the idea of steam ghosts for a later arc. Anyway,
Are you implying that we grind down human beings in real life and turn them into fucking syrup, Anthony?
I don't know what you do in your free time, so don't judge me what I do in my free time. All right.
Han and Cyan are like, hey, make a fucking arm with that.
Make like a guts arm with just make a gun arm. Because I can't bend that shit to move. I could use a prosthetic. The one arm band is kind of hard to hide with, you know. But
You guys begin making your way out. Again, you helping the Fire Nation soldiers carry the large slab. I'm trying to think now of like how large this thing would be. It was a nat 20, so I want to make it a considerable size. So we'll say that it's around as long as again as like your torso, Jen. But like it's not nearly as thick.
I could make an arm out of this.
It's about as long as your torso. It's not as thick as a human torso, but like it is like think of like a rifle case or something.
It's a fucking big chunk of star
It's a
rock.
big fucking chunk. You really need to get that on a cart.
Yeah, fuck this carrying shit. This is for fucking savages and people who don't have carts.
You guys make your way back. By the time you guys make your way back, those of you who are carrying this fucking thing are tired as fuck. Because it's like, oh my god.
This is the weight. This is the weight of greed, and I've never been more happy to bear it.
You guys get back. Ichibe, you notice that they bring back gifts. They come back
Hey,
bearing rocks.
One of this is a gift. I'll give you a guess.
One's a gift, one's ours.
Yes, one's a gift. One is ours.
So I see you've already taken care of the rock then.
You wish it was that easy. We just took some chunks off of it.
These two soldiers are just gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna go keep watch over by the entrance, and then they just lay down. We'll keep watch from down here.
They
Good, I'll
fucking
be-
fall over. If they really want, I'll go keep watch. It's what I do. Fuck.
They don't really seem to think that anything bad's gonna happen. So
Should have
Oh,
fucking
shit.
changed my name to Hawkeye. Fuck me.
you guys explained to Ichibe, Mei Lee, and the others about the stones you guys found and how it took a lot out of you guys to even break off the pieces you have, and then like looking at the tool that the Fire Nation had brought with them and how bent out of shape it was afterwards, it's like it's probably gonna take a while to get that rock up. It would take an earthbending master to do so, or a ton of earthbenders.
Our battalion is tired, I'm exhausted, and the mountain is nowhere to be seen. So we're kind of SOL on that front. But hey, we got this thing right here, and that little tiny piece that we're probably going to give to the Emperor, the Earth King. You know, the more valuable gift will go with him, obviously.
If you think he'd appreciate it.
I don't really care what you appreciate. But I do appreciate this, whatever this is right here. Once we figure out what to do with it. so it's why is everything gonna be so hard? But they said it was just a fucking rock. It's never just a rock, is it?
Akira, do you want to bring up the fact
on
that
our to-do list?
Akira, do you want to bring up the fact that something supposedly physical is under the rock?
In the burp.
Oh, did he burp? He says that.
Probably Luke is missing penis. That's why she said if you get rid of the rock, everything will return back to normal. Ow, my elbow.
Squeaks is saying 20 more minutes before she gets the fuck out of this place.
Yeah, which means I'm probably gonna leave in 10:15.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whatever's under the rock, you'll have to wait until we can get the rock up off the ground, out of the ground. In fact, it's been bedded in there pretty deep. It's probably a couple camelophanes deep, in fact.
You guys know that if you do want to try to get that stone up, you are under a bit of a time constraint to do so. You know that this entire area will be underwater at some point in the spring. The only time this place is open, according to Crosa, at least whenever you were talking to her, is during the winter.
Well, we have a year to prepare to lift a rock.
No, you still have a couple months of winter left.
We have a year to prepare to move this rock. Look, time works different in that dimension. They don't know what's happening out here. They can fuck off. All right, we'll get to it when we get to it. We're on a different kind of time straight right now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
One of us is going to fucking die.
You guys get yourselves ready to rest for the remainder of the time that you guys are sitting there. Luca, you've been resting for quite a bit. What you been doing over here?
Contemplating reality.
What's wrong, Luca? Is everything good?
Do you want to ask Jin for his booze? You're probably not going to get any, but you can still ask.
Gonna need that.
After a while, you sitting there. The carpet comes over
tries
and
to suffocate you and eat
fucking
you.
suffocates you.
Oh wait! Oh shit! I haven't made the magic carpet. That's right.
Yeah, put the rocks on the magic carpet. The carpet sets on fire, and then it tries smothering you.
It tries smothering the rock.
Did it work?
Huh?
All right, I'm gonna get up.
Does it
I'm
work?
gonna head back over to the group.
You make your way back over, Luca. You've had a little bit of time to have your crisis.
My crisis.
You try to put your rock on the carpet. You first notice that the carpet again has not moved since you brought it out from the spirit world.
I would put the small rock on it because I'm not a fucking idiot.
You place the small rock on the carpet. You kind of spread it out. You place the small rock on the carpet. Nothing seems to happen. The carpet doesn't move. It doesn't catch on fire.
Huh. You can't happen to float with that, can you?
Carpet doesn't move. Doesn't respond at all.
It hasn't moved since it came out.
Jin pats it. It's okay. I'm also tuckered out as he takes the rock off.
You lift the rock off of it. Again, no, there's no scorch mark or anything left behind. The stone is rather hot still. So if this was a normal rug, maybe it would have made some sort of change in it, but it seemed to not make any change at all. You could potentially use this to drag the stones behind you guys.
Huh. Interesting. That's an interesting note that I'll write down. Well, I don't... Let it be as it be. Fucking... God, it's so fucking hot. Stupid rocks and fucking heat.
At the point where you're having it right now, it seems to be the temperature of a hot bath. Still a little bit scaldy. But not that bad. Not like putting your hand over a fire or on a stove hot.
Okay. So
But it is still scalding water hot.
So it's all the heat of scalding water without the fun of having water, having actual scalding water. Great. So it's just a perfectly temperatured rock. I still want. Do we bring this to an artisan or a scientist? What do we even bring this to? Like, what is? I don't understand how this works.
Well, again, from what you guys had heard from Al, potentially bringing this to somebody that has the right tools to work with it, or again, bringing it to like a master earthbender, would potentially be able to work with it. They had suggested giving a piece to the Earth King, because if anybody would know anybody that would meet those requirements, the Earth King probably would. And
Right,
giving
right,
him
right,
the
right.
smaller one would, as a gift, would potentially let him have him have reason to do so.
Nice. All right. Yeah, we'll probably do that.
Okay.
You think that if you make like a weapon out of it, it'll still stay hot? You think it would light people on fire if you hit them with it? That'd be a fun weapon.
Indeed.
What the fuck was that?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Whatever that was will come back down soon.
The ground is spazzing out, man.
It'll come back down soon.
Oh god, no, the ground is all the way up there.
I don't know. If it went to orbit, it's not coming down for a while.
Oh shit. There goes that entire chunk.
At this point, do you guys want to finish up the rest?
Just chill, relax, fucking got before we rush off to Bossing Say, of course.
Okay, because you rested, Luca, and the others did things during all of that, I will give you back half of your missing health. So you gain back 3 health. You guys all start to get up. The benders still seem somewhat tired, but you guys don't want to waste too much more time, and the Fire Nation soldiers really want to make their way out soon as well. You guys make the condition to only move whenever the avatar or not the avatar, of course. You're not saying that out loud. You guys make the condition to only set out whenever the girl wakes up. After about again an hour goes by, Nuan begins to stir.
It's about time.
As Nuan stirs, she just kind of like looks around at everybody. She just kind of like looks around. She notices she's still in the cave. Did the spirit? Did you kill it?
No, we all died, unfortunately.
She looks around. We're not in the spirit world.
Well, then I guess I was mistaken. I must be drunk.
If you wish to have an explanation, I had watched you earthbend such a fissure that you knocked yourself out and into the spirit world before that rock, which is no longer here now.
I made a fissure?
You can still see the crack in the ground.
You point to the fucking crack in the ground. She's just like, nah, it wasn't fucking me. What are you talking about? No.
After knocking yourself out, I had jumped in beside you and went through while we waited for these people to show up to make sure that you weren't in any trouble.
You were fine in the end. So, congratulations on your fissure.
I remember something. Someone was calling out to me. I think it was a woman. I couldn't see anything about them. There was some sort of a darkness around them.
Oh dear.
Do you remember what they said to you?
They said to come and see them. To wake up and come and see them. You guys remember that the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably not going to happen right now.
You had seen a silhouette of the Mistress of the Night.
Mistress of the Night. Right,
She's
the
great.
one that woman was talking about.
She's very nice if you get past the fact that she's probably a blood-hungry demon.
To keep you safe, we took you out of the spirit world before we decided to infiltrate further into the area. We have meted with the Spirita, and they want us to do something for them, as it seems all spirits want to at this point.
She looks over at Jin as Jin said, like, some sort of demon. What do you mean?
She's apparently, well, she's certainly not as kind, seemingly kind as the Boreal Spirit, but not many can match that kind of kindness, I think. But
You said a demon, though.
I gotta go. I'll be back in a half hour.
Okay, bye, Ichibei.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, she
I don't know where the fuck he went.
and that's how he wants you to see it. That's what he wants. No one knows where he goes. Only him. What was I saying?
Well, I need
Yeah,
his
demon.
token is the problem, and he just yeeted it off into fucking space. There we go.
There it is. We found it. It unyoted.
There we go.
I unyoted it.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Well, I'm at a loss of words to describe what seemed in any other way. She seemed to have been sustaining herself during the obvious lack of believers on the captured soul essence of anyone who got touched by the rock.
Mm.
So a lot of bodies, I guess. She's been eating souls to keep herself sustained. And we open the door for her. Aren't we just the kindest people?
A spirit that powerful would probably find it hard to make their way into this world. It should be fine.
Yeah.
Remember, the mistress only said that she wanted to have the rock removed so she could move around the spirit world, not come into the real world.
Oh, okay. I missed that part then.
Yeah.
But still, Jin would still think she wants to do some funky shit in the real world. In reality, in mortal reality.
The stronger the spirit is, the less likely it's able to slip through into this world.
Shouldn't that be the opposite? Oh, it doesn't make sense.
She shakes her head. The way the worlds work, they're opposed to each other. Just like if you were to try to bring somebody in who didn't have a lot of, ability in this world, they might become stronger or potentially weaker in the other. I guess it really depends on what area you're in the spirit world. It's all very different, and the rules change and break all the time. But she kind of puts her hand to herself. From what my past selves have told me, even if you were to bring a master bender into that world, sometimes they would become weak beyond belief.
Huh. This is why I never that's why I never became a holy man, you see. I can barely handle the reality of this plane, let alone the ever-changing madness of the spirit realm. Yeesh. I don't know how you survived there for so long.
I believe it was because I stayed to the areas that were more akin to this world, and I didn't go too far toward any, malevolent spirits.
None of your past selves could have made you a man to keep around. It would have helped us out immensely.
That would have been mainly useless. That world changes so much.
Spirits. Well, it's good to know that thing can't slip through into this world, I guess.
I didn't say that it couldn't. There are times whenever the veil is a lot weaker than it normally is.
Can't even let me have one, can you?
But that's not usually a lot of the time. Just certain times in the year, and certain times every couple of years, or even every dozen or so.
Huh. Well, let's hope we're not due for any of those events in the near future then. Let's hope the next 100 years or so, and let me have that one for a little while.
She thinks for a second. She's about to say something, then she shuts her mouth.
Thank you, Nuwan.
It's like we're in the winter right now, so probably pretty. I'll be quiet.
All right, now with that crisis averted and ignored as it should be, you should probably start getting a move on. We do have a time limit, you know.
Of course. Sorry. She stands up. As she does, she just kind of like everybody kind of like starts moving up toward everybody to kind of get everybody ready to leave out. As Nuwan makes her way going by, she seems to stop and look over at the crack in the ground. Just kind of like for a moment she just looks down at it. She kind of gives a bit of a smile, but then she frowns because like she's like, yay, I earthbended, but then she's like, but I don't remember it. And I probably didn't do it on purpose, but I did it, but I probably didn't mean to, but I did it. But anyway, let's keep going.
Jin will just pick up his rug. Actually, I should probably try and use the rug since it can't burn, shouldn't I?
Who knows, man? Right now, getting up here is probably best because the larger piece is up here with the firebending soldier or the Fire Nation soldiers. Because you didn't want to bring your humongous piece of
absolutely.
heavy thing down into the crater.
Look, it was funny. It was a funny joke to throw it in the water, but I swear to fucking God, if any of them tried to do that, I would actually pull them into it.
You guys all
You're gonna
gather
get that
yourselves
rock.
together. As you guys do, you get yourselves ready to march back down the river.
Then a boulder
Toward
falls
the
and everyone
bridge.
dies.
Upon doing so, a bit of a spiritual like presence seems to awaken around you guys. You guys notice the wind seemingly change for a moment as you feel the beats of wings. You guys look back toward the cave, and you see Brightwing seem to lift off from itself, look over toward Ichibei, and perch itself at the very top of the cave, knowing you guys will come back soon.
Soon, TM.
You guys will either come back sometime this winter or sometime next year. Either way, that's soon for a fucking spirit.
Yep.
As Brightwing looks off toward Ichibei, I'm sure Ichibei gives him a nod and continues forward. Whoop. Brightwing perches at the very top of the cave and stares downward. Upon him doing that, you guys make your way back down the river. It takes you guys an extra hour or so to get from the river to the bridge because you guys are lugging the large thing of stone behind you.
Mm-hmm.
But you do eventually make your way all the way back to the bridge. As you guys get there, I'm sure that Jin, you probably wrap up the larger stone and throw it into the like you just kind of wrap it up in the carpet and throw it back into your guys' storage.
Jin's like, just keep this safe, all right? He just taps it.
It does not respond.
It's a carpet. I don't expect it to.
Everybody makes their way back. The soldiers that are with you guys, Tim, Clem, Jim, Slim, and Prim, all get into their their thing here. They get their Camelphants ready. They tell you guys they'll be ready to move out whenever you guys want. Falson and Rieta go over and go to their respective areas. Falson going into the one with all the soldiers. Rieta going into the one that usually holds Yuki and the captain. Captain Lenoa, upon seeing Yuki come back, basically just like takes her in his arms, and Yuki looks very tired upon like traveling all that much. So the two of them go off into there to allow Yuki to rest. And as the Fire Nation soldiers come back, they make their way back over toward the Fire Nation peeps and explain everything that had happened to them. As this happens, so does the Earth Kingdom soldiers to their respective people, and you guys are all left in the center here. The air acolytes give you guys a nod and make their way over toward their own carriage.
I'm gonna thank them for their help. They really didn't need help, but they did.
The acolytes nod at you, and the airbender among them, Al, seems to look back to each of you. If there is any reason that we help, that is why we wander. Do not worry. If you have any problems again, feel free to ask any one of us. You can always trust an air nomad. He doesn't fucking know as he goes. He doesn't fucking know, man.
It's like that moment from Frodo's like, I'm gonna tell him.
You see that Al, in particular, looks over toward Akira. The next time I see you, I hope that we continue to watch each other's backs, my friend.
You are a kidder.
If you ever make your way to the Northern Air Temple, be sure to seek me out. All right?
Of course.
He gives you a nod, and he goes over with his airbending boys. Who would like to go and approach the quote unquote new captain up here and explain to him that you guys are ready to head off?
Sure.
I'll say Nuam probably stays back at the thing. Mei Li will probably stay back as well because she's not fucking here. Ichibei would probably stay back as well. Akira, you want to go and tell them?
Yeah, sure.
Is anybody going with Akira?
Sure.
What about you, Jin?
Yeah, why not?
'Kay.
Let's make some more friends.
The three of you
We
make your
need
way.
3 people to do one thing.
The three of you make your way to to the Earthbending soldiers. As you do, they seem to be debriefing the quote-unquote captain, new captain, on what had happened. As you guys approach, he looks back over towards you. It seems they were able to avenge the captain, at the very least. You were able to get rid of that stone that took his life.
Yes, I do believe we're ready to go.
You have our appreciation. The captain was a bit of an eccentric, but he was still our captain. Knowing that the thing that took his life has been destroyed is going to give us all a lot more closure. We thank you. I sent out for your escort. Apparently, they will be sending quite the procession for you.
Wow.
I don't think that'd be necessary.
Unfortunately, again, you do have members of the Fire Nation with you. He motions to you, and then off towards your friends, the Fire Nation soldiers over here. I believe they'll be sending some of the higher ups to escort you back toward the walls.
Oh boy.
I ask that they not start anything. I am unsure of the politics in this area, but I'd rather your people and my people not start any trouble with each other.
We had mentioned to them that they were being very cooperative, at least ever since you all showed up. So there should not be any problems. I have been informed, however, that a member of... He stops himself for a moment. That a personal guard of the king will be coming with them.
Oh, joy. My favorite kind of procession.
We will not start anything with anyone important. I will not start anything with anyone important.
I would expect that one will be sent for both caravans. So, you can talk to them when they appear. I would give them the respect they deserve, as they will hopefully give the same to you. They are our protectors inside the walls, after all.
I feel I must say this first, though. I'm going to tell my people not to start anything, as you will yours. If these guards of the king start anything, know that we did not start it first.
Of course, believe me, it should be a great honor that the guard is personally bringing you. They will make sure that nothing happens on the way there.
Very well then.
He gives you a nod. They should be here within the hour.
I nod.
An hour, but I look terrible. Well.
He motions himself back over toward the gate as the rest of them seem to kind of like spread out. The two earthbenders that had gone out, they just go and sit down. They're just like, yeah, we're tired. You guys make your way back to the Fire Nation soldiers, I'm guessing.
Yes. I feel it's appropriate.
You guys get back there. As you do, you notice that both of the firebenders that are there have made their way and sat down against the walls to rest. Square, which is the one that was the leader of these people that Mei Li affectionately refers to as Square, seems to stand out toward all of you as she sees you approach. I suppose your mission was a success then.
Yes.
Whoa! What the hell?
Warning.
What
Danger, Will Robinson.
Coronavirus.
What the heck? Hold on, my phone's doing a weird thing.
Coming to your area.
Yeah, there's an Amber Alert.
Oh, fuck.
For a 2014 Black Ford Escape. But it is coming from Florida? I don't know, it's weird. Anyway.
What sick monster would kidnap a car like that?
I don't know, man. It doesn't give me any other information, though.
Hey, Digo,
Mm-hmm.
actually just realized something. Now that I'm standing next to Luca and Jin, goddamn, I don't want to sound like I'm metagaming.
You're not noticing
But-
anything. Like I said before, you're not. You don't see things that clearly unless it's very
No.
heated.
No, the reason I say that is because body temperatures between two people differ. So I don't know if that's gonna
No.
I don't know if this is pseudoscience or if this is like how actual physics work in this world. I actually don't know.
No, you don't see anything.
Okay. I just wanna
Again,
make sure.
whenever in your normal vision, you barely see like anything. You see like
I have
the outlines of
normal,
people.
guys. What are you?
I have to make sure.
I know,
just
but
have to make
I
sure.
made sure to say it earlier as well. You don't see like any detail at all. Like you see
Oh, it
a
wasn't
very vague and a very blurry outline of people.
No, it wasn't detail I was looking at. It was body heat, since
Yep.
women's body heat is slightly higher than men's.
No, there you don't notice any difference.
Okay.
I'm a normal human boy. Look at my organs.
Because
Okay.
at that point, because if we were to
I'm not-
if we were to do that at that point, you would have noticed, but way before now that Luca was a guy.
Mhm.
I just wanted to get that out of the way. I'm not going to obsess over it. I just wanted to get that out of the way
Mhm.
because it would have nagged at me.
But
Well,
yes.
time to talk to the Fire Nation.
And what about that loud girl you had with you? I'm guessing she returned as well.
Yeah, she's resting.
Good. I've been told that I was a little bit too harsh on her.
Mei Li?
So perhaps I will attempt to make amends when we get inside the walls. It is because of all of you that we are able to leave this bridge after all. So I would rather not burn any bridges after leaving them.
Ha. That's clever. But,
Huh. I guess she is a bit loud, but I figured that's just how she was.
Yeah, Cyan said Amber Alerts are kidnapping warnings. Yeah, that's basically what's happening. Some car from Florida apparently has made their way into my state or something, or at least was seen here or something. So it's like a statewide alert for things. But I'm never outside, so I can't help.
Well, also,
I've never
you
seen
know-
the sun. But back to the.
Mhm.
So about getting to Ba Sing Se,
Hmm.
it seems that our processions, escorts, are a bit more extravagant than either of us probably hoped or could have ever thought would happen.
Oh. Oh.
Seems that the two of the king's personal bodyguards are going to come and bring us to their city.
I will say, Jin, that because of your network of information, like over the course of different times of your life, you would know exactly what the bodyguards of the king would be, but you also would know that it is not common knowledge at all outside the walls of what they are. What they call themselves the Dai Li.
Okay.
However, you would know that it is not common knowledge outside the walls that they even exist.
Zippity zip zip. Yeah, so the king's personal bodyguard and no other title are going to be escorting both of our groups to Ba Sing Se. How?
As you say, the king's personal bodyguard, Ru Chen gets up and looks over towards you. You didn't tell them anything, did you?
I haven't said a word about anything that didn't pertain to us getting across the bridge.
She looks over at you. I suppose you had no reason to, but
Yeah,
it is still a secret to everyone other than those here. So please do not.
Hey, I'm not the one that's going to be asking you about questions about you, you know.
It is something for ears only of the Earth King.
I don't know if they're going to agree to that one, but I'm sure they'll be like, for all intents and purposes, we are the ears of the Earth King, or some yada yada stuff like that. But
Well,
I'm sure you'll do fine.
we can tell them of why we're here. It's just what I am is our ears only for the Earth King. You do remember she mentioned that she was part of the royal procession herself. So telling her that fucking personal guards of the Earth King are coming and she's a personal guard of the Fire Lord.
I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure you three will get along like peas in a pod. I mean, considering your positions and all.
Again, they're not supposed to know.
I mean,
Afterwards.
Afterwards, of course. I won't say anything. Who knows? You might have a lot in common. You both guard people important. You both go out in the world and do things, I guess, like this.
Just keep it to yourself, please.
Oh, I love keeping secrets. You can trust me.
She nods as she just kind of sits back again. You notice that even after all the hours you guys have been traveling, she still seems very much weathered. Probably again because she was fucking taken over by a spirit for like a week.
Well,
if not, no, I think it was longer than a week. I think it was almost 2 weeks. Anyway.
Well, we should probably let you all get prepared for your big meet. Put on your best dress and all, and they're gonna be here in an hour.
Thank you for the information. We'll be ready. Square seems to get into an attentive position, give you guys a nod, and steps over toward the others as they begin to go around and collect their things from outside.
As they walk away, Jin will say lowly so that Luca and Akira can hear. Oh, they're not ready for anything. It should be good.
I don't know why you're so happy. You're also getting one of them.
I know, but I'm trying to divert my own paranoia and anxiety by laughing at other people's obvious paranoia and anxiety. It makes me feel better. I'm screaming inside.
We're also
Besides, yes, I know, Luca. Thank you. I'm glad you're here to tell me things like that, Luca. You're so thankful.
You're welcome.
You guys return to your caravans. As you do, you hear from both the other caravans that they are ready to get themselves in line to go forward. You guys see that that they are. They'll probably allow the others to go first because you guys are the latest parties to get here. But eventually, the hour will pass. Is there anything you guys would like to do during that time?
I think I'll stash the treasure map with the
You notice-
stash all my stuff.
You notice upon getting like looking back in that Nuan seems to be very much like interested in like touching at the carpet.
Why are you poking my carpet?
There's something in that thing you were dragging is inside of it, and it seems familiar.
The rock?
The carpet itself also seems pretty spectacular.
Oh, I took it from that temple we went into.
I guess suppose that would make sense.
It seems friendly enough, just a bit shy.
Friendly?
The rock, though. Don't worry about that yet. The rock is also weird. I can't bend it, can't sand it. Don't know what it is, but it burns your hand. So, you have any idea what it is? I'd love to hear it.
She shrugs.
Well, then I guess we're going to give things to the Earth King then, after all.
That's just the thing that she seems to be doing. Does anybody want to do anything for the hour, or are you guys wanting to just get to what happens whenever everything shows up?
Is this a possibility?
How dare you? All right, let's go ahead and figure this out.
My first time.
You get an item. Man, are you
Let's-
advanced? We should be happy. You get a new item.
Let's see how
Let's
much
see.
worse it
You
could
get a
be
new
for-
item, death.
Death.
Yay! Man, I've always wanted to get a death as a present, but I don't get cold for Christmas.
All right, go ahead and roll me a d12, please. By the way, I haven't mentioned it yet, but just like in the other two games, we have added more fate cards to the Avatar game, just like we
Ooh.
added to the Pokemon and to the NetNavi game.
Cool.
And at that point,
Let's
I have
see if
shuffled
know.
around all of your things.
Here's a 12.
A 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. I'm
like that
sorry. roll me a d4.
Oh,
love noises
no.
like that. You've
I'm
already lost
ready.
You lost a lot of important shit. What else could you possibly lose?
Yep. I lost the most important thing, my abs.
3. Oof. All right.
Ooh.
Buff. No longer debuffed.
Do. What all do you got on you? You got some meteor munch. You got your oils, your sand, your cabbages. Got your
Oils.
ostrich fur bardings. Or
I don't
ostrich
have
horse fur
oils.
bardings.
Warrior kill.
I'm gonna say, unfortunately, you got the talons. That's a
Oh.
very common one apparently. The talons makes it to where you roll a d4 and you lose that many items. However, you also will gain something later on, just like the other two have gotten the talons so far. Based on the amount of items you have lost, you're gonna be losing 3, which I think is the most. Somebody, nope, Squeaky lost 4.
Oh, no.
So currently, I'm gonna say out of everything, because I can't make them all mundane items, unfortunately. So one of them needs to be some sort of a thing. So I'm gonna say that you are gonna lose your
other arm.
I'm gonna say you're gonna lose your winter
Right.
cloak, because right now you don't 100% need it. So it's like one of the ones you can easily like get back. But I am gonna get rid of your Southern Warrior helm as your special item you're getting rid of. And a meteor munch.
Okie dokes.
Unfortunately, you will lose your Southern Warrior's helm. As you begin to go
Oh.
over your stuff, whenever you go and sit down, you notice that your cloak seems very ragged upon having exited the spirit world. You're not sure exactly how, like what had happened on your way back. You just noticed that it was very ragged and torn, and was no longer useful.
Okay.
You seem to have misplaced your Southern Warrior's helm. Potentially, you left it behind. Whenever you had made your way back, maybe you had left it in the cave. And you are missing one of your meteor munches. Potentially, somebody ate it, thinking it was theirs. Who knows?
Carpet.
That's fine.
We'll get to what you get from losing 3 things later, though.
Yee. I was hoping for something new, but
we'll see what happens. I can't actually whenever you guys get to the point where I can actually give you guys stuff for the Talon cards, we'll see what you get. We'll see what goes on. We'll see what happens. Anything else to do before the hour's over? Five,
This is another one.
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So nobody has anything else to do for the hour.
Nope.
As you guys will have been getting ready, everybody getting themselves set to leave. Eventually, a bit of a commotion is heard outside as some soldiers are making their way here. Boop, boop. And I think we have some more soldiers over here. Just grab all these people. Sure. You see that there appears to be some soldiers and some carriage guards coming in. They seem to split themselves up among the two different groups. Boop, 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 boop. And with each of them, you see what appears to be a rather well-dressed figure. With a very special looking helm.
Okay.
As the ones that are seem to come over toward all of you guys make their way, you see that the one in the rather strange helm with the long, very nice looking attire seem to make their way directly toward the three of you who are standing outside and give you each a very curt bow, putting their hands inside their sleeves. Hello there.
Are you the guard?
My name is Jolie. I am here to escort you all to the great city of Ba Sing Se.
Very well. We should be ready.
Are each of you? He looks around, seeing Akira, and then looking in. I was told that I will be escorting 2 members of the Fire Nation. Is that correct?
Hello.
Yeah.
If you would not mind, I would like to search your carriage very quickly, just to make sure that nothing dangerous is going into the inner walls. Is that understood?
I'm gonna glance towards Jin real quick.
We have.
You cool with
nothing to
that?
hide. Jin just doesn't look at the bodyguard.
You say you have nothing to hide. You do know that you have a potential present for the Earth King. Do you want to let him know that?
We do have a gift for the Earth King we've recently come into possession of.
A gift.
It's a small thing, but it's a gift, we hope.
Ah, I said Jolie. It's supposed to be Joe D. My bad.
Joe. It's a special chunk of earth that is extremely difficult for earthbenders to bend. They thought it'd be a fun thing for the Earth King to have. A small bauble, I'm sure. In a vast treasury of who knows what that he has.
Me in my head, me thinking just like we have to go back for the rest of that fucking rock.
Would you mind showing it to me?
Of course not.
In fact, he looks over to you. Who here is the master of this carriage?
Who would be considered the master of this carriage? Let's push that.
Luca drives it most of the time. But there's also potentially Nuan. There is potentially you. There's potentially Akira. There's potentially Melee. Melee probably not.
Do you want to just be me for the time being until we get a proper piece?
Right now, he is the most noble of all of you. If you'd like to motion off toward Akira.
You can change it later if you want,
Yeah, we can
just to get semantics out of the way for this guy.
It's. I suppose the master of the card is. I motion to Akira. this fine young nobleman over here.
He makes his way toward Akira. He gives another very curt like nod to you. I assumed you were a noble of the Fire Nation. Are these your guards?
Yes. For the most part, yes.
If you come bearing gifts for the Earth King, I would like to see them, as well as again search your cart. Not if there are guards here, I'm sure that they have weapons and things of that nature. I'm not looking for anything like that. Just making sure that everything is on the up and up. Is that fine?
That's
We
fine.
don't wish to start any incident between the two of us, especially in these trying times.
That's fine. I do request that you not take possession of said gift. Obviously, it's valuable, and I'd rather it not going lost.
We would not
You
take
must un-
anything intended for the Earth King.
You must understand, though, it's under our protection.
I will say it is rather odd to have two separate groups wishing to have any sort of meeting with the Earth King. I was not told that any of you wished to see him.
I didn't realize it was unnatural for it to happen.
The Earth King is rather important. He does not see people often. The others I can understand. They apparently come with some sort of a wish to see and, well, explain themselves or explain thereof that they were not involved with certain events. You all, however, I do not see any real reason for you to see the Earth King, yet you bring a gift, and you do not tell those in front who had contacted us that you wish to see him. Is there any reason that you did not say that? He's basically saying nobody told the guards that you were wanting to see the Earth King. The others want to see the Earth King, obviously, but you guys never told anybody you wanted to see the Earth King until the gift came up.
Oh, I thought Lenoa did.
Well, it was a bit impromptu.
You
Certain
definitely could
thing-
bring up the fact that you were with the captain.
I mean, yeah, we could. Yeah, we could. Yeah, we kind of have to keep the whole Avatar thing under wraps for them. What was the bodyguard? What was the guard's name again? The captain, Mr. Fister.
Yeah, that's Captain Lenoa.
My
Captain
mic
Lenoa.
was on mute the whole time.
We were here with Captain Lenoa.
Captain Lenoa. Right, the one in the other carriage. He wasn't sent any sort of guard because, well, again, we are to be cautious around Fire Nation currently. But he looks over. If you are with the captain, I suppose he did ask for audience with the Earth King. Are you here under his business?
Yes.
Understood. Then please allow me to see your cart, and then we will be on our way. He motions to the guards beside him to make their way to the cart. Jin, do you stop any of them from looking through anything?
I don't have anything illegal. In fact, he asked for me to get him the fucking rock, the little baseball rock, right?
Shit, it's like if I had anything illegal, it'd be in my stump. Because no one's gonna check my stump.
If I had
That's
anything
rude.
illegal, I wouldn't have anything illegal because that would be illegal, and I'm a very law-abiding citizen of the Earth Nation.
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
else.
Two of the guards seem to open up the back and ask for everybody to step outside. They do so. We don't know currently what Ichibei is doing or if he's even letting himself be seen right now. So we'll talk to Tristan about that when he gets back. But for the time being, I'm going to assume that everybody gets talked to and potentially searched. Jin, do you oppose a search from this soldier here?
Nope.
All right. As this person looks over you, they very quickly kind of just pat you down, looking at you. They give you a nod. They seem to smile at you, like everything's fine, everything's wonderful.
He's doing right.
As they seem to look to you, they narrow their eyes at you for a moment. They look at you. As they do, they pull out a small pouch. They seem to smile.
I'm back. I used to wash the coronavirus off my hands.
I used to love Genomite as a kid. She hands it back to you.
Yeah, well, there's just some things you just can't grow out of, you know.
Also, since it has been mentioned 3 times today, I know we're not getting monetized anymore. Guys, I have told you guys not to mention that stuff in the streams. Anyway.
Yeah, shit. But
opposed from that, she goes over to she goes over to Luca. Luca, do you oppose any sort of check?
No.
They look you
Strip
over.
search.
They look you over. They just kind of pat you down a little bit. As they do, they seem to note that of the high quality of your leathers. They give you a smile and continue onward. Akira, do you oppose any sort of search?
Nope. I'm a blind man. What can I possibly do to hurt these people?
They look you over again. They would ask you to open your eyes. You would show that you have very burnt ass fucking eyes, and they'd be like, "I'm very sorry." They would check you over.
It's okay,
They
I
would
get that a lot.
They would check you over. They would check your staff out, and as they do, they would notice that it seems to have the gourd attached to it, as well as the ability to drink down the oils and different things of that nature. As they look at it, they seem to like raise an eyebrow a bit and look back to you. It's a very unique weapon. It seems to be professionally made for firebenders. Are you a bender, sir?
I am. I like to use the staff sometimes to entertain people. However, as of right now, my gourd is empty, so I cannot do any fire breathing.
It seems to be full of sand.
Yeah.
Funny how that.
Sad breathing.
Yeah, funny how that happens.
She looks it over. She just kind of like checks out the sand. She's just like, well, it's just fucking sand. Who cares? Well, I suppose to each their own. Try not to ruin it. It's some very nice craftsmanship.
Well, I'm happy you think that.
Ichibe, are you here first off?
I exist.
Are you here as far as like the search is concerned? Since you are a ninja boy, you could have potentially tried to hide whenever they showed up.
I don't really have much reason to.
Okay, do you oppose a search?
Unless I feel like this city is a threat, and then I'm just gonna be like, all right, well, I'll see you guys when you're actually in trouble.
Do you oppose a search from this lady?
Do I what?
Do you oppose a search?
They want to look at my stuff?
Yep.
Fuck that. No, sure, why not? I don't care.
They look you over. They seem to check you out. They seem to pat you down very slightly. She seems to look at your kunai, which is very much of Earth Kingdom wear, as well as your Earth Kingdom greaves and helm. They're going to assume, since you have all this Earth Kingdom shit on you, that you are actually from the Earth Kingdom.
Idiots.
They're just like, oh, you're probably like, you're one of us. It's fine. It's whatever. However, they are also going to note that you have a rather substantial amount of a substantial amount of the those smoke bombs and the needles as they look to you, and they're just like, I suppose you are a guard for the Fire Nation noble over there. Is that correct? You have a lot of weapons. Do you oppose them? Do people attack you often for him?
When you are put in a situation and cannot bend, you must find ways to improvise to defend yourself.
Ah, so you're not a bender.
Fuck! I just showed my one weakness.
She goes,
No,
ah,
that's not my weakness.
She goes, so you're not a bender.
That's your weakness. You are correct.
Understood. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Be sure to keep them safely locked away in your stowed away in your pockets when we enter the city. There are some unfortunate pickpockets around that would find some of those things to be quite nice.
I would like to see them try to fucking steal from a fucking ninja.
Two.
I was gonna say it's gonna be
I
real
will
hard to
beat
steal
their
from a
ass.
ninja.
Is Squeaky here?
Yeah, she is.
Is she in the chat yet?
Hello.
Hello. Melee,
Mazel tov.
would you oppose any search from this soldier?
Pat me down.
Melee, she looks you over. As she does, she will take very much note of your glider. As she looks at your glider, she'll be very interested in that. However, almost immediately after, she forgets about that because you have 2 symbols on you. As she looks at those symbols as well.
Hi, how can I help you?
Excuse me. As she looks to you, I believe your attire. You are a dancer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason you have these symbols here?
I found them in a chest.
Would you mind if I show these to my superior?
Yeah, go for it.
Mm.
To me, they don't really
Also-
mean anything.
Also, what is this staff of yours? It seems to be very interesting.
I just got it.
Would you like
Could
to
I
come and
try?
show that as well to my superior?
It
It is beyond
as
my
long-
understanding.
I mean, as long as you're not going to confiscate it from me.
We will do nothing of the sort. We just wish to know what is going into our city.
Yeah, sure.
She leads you over toward the man here. So far, Jen has not told you guys what these people are called or anything of the sort. I will say, Ichibei, since you are here, you as well would have at least heard of these people. These people inside Ba Sing Se, known as the Dai Li. You would know that they are very, very much like the only thing in the Earth Kingdom that is even remotely similar to to the Fire Nation's different clans of ninja. They are very quick. They are very skilled earthbenders, and they are very much a form of protection and a form of military power for Ba Sing Se. However, they don't seem to have any influence anywhere else in the Earth Kingdom.
They're strong lads.
Upon that being said, you bring Melee. You bring over the symbols and the staff over toward this man, as he looks you over. What is it we have here? The staff. He seems to look at it for a moment. It feels slightly cold to the touch.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that it is winter, but it seems unnaturally so. Do you want to just blame it on the winter?
Well, here's the thing. Where normally she would blab, "I'm the bride of the Karao," blah blah blah, blah blah blah. But is it?
You know that these people are the ones that's going to be escorting you into Ba Sing Se. And this person in particular, you do know that you are being escorted by a direct guard of the king himself.
Mhm. Yeah, it's that thing of would it be almost common sense to know that telling them that this is what this is very stupid before she just blabbed anyway?
Basically, they're searching you for items that may pose a threat to the Earth King. You're pretty sure from what the Karao has told you that they do not like the Karao, since they constantly attack him and stop him from entering the walls.
Okay, so saying that this is from the Karao, that I am the bride of the Karao, and that I have been entrusted with this by the Karao.
Would you like to visit our very comfy jails?
Yeah. So okay, so she's not blabbing. That's all I want to make sure, because before I say something, when she would have known better.
Winter. I did fall into some snow with it. Probably still pretty darn cold.
He looks
Yeah.
around, first off noting there's no snow on the ground here. Um,
On the way here, I got into snow.
Something's wrong.
roll me charm.
God, where's my? Okay, I'm like on the other side of the table. Oddly enough, charm. Here's that one inspiration.
Where's your fucking dice at? Oh, there's your dice.
It's right here. It's
There
big
it
pink
is.
one. That is a 2. Thank goodness I put something in that. And
11 plus 3?
11.
Do. There's my dice. Roll. Okay. He looks to you for a moment, but then, as he's staring at the staff, the other guard seems to hand over the 2 symbols. As he does, these symbols. These are symbols of the Black Rings.
Are they?
Where did
Do you want 'em?
Where did you find these?
In a random chest in the woods.
He looks them over.
You were not a fan of them either, I see.
The Black Rings are a criminal organization here in the Earth Kingdom, and all over the world, really. We have seen these before. However, as he looks them over, these symbols, I know one of them. He takes the symbol that is the ring and the red cross through it, like this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a symbol for someone marked for death.
Well, aren't you lucky?
I thought you put them over a map.
This is how the Black Rings mark their targets. This one here. If someone were to have this, if this order was given for them and placed either outside their home or around them, the Black Rings would consider them, well, already dead, to be taken out swiftly. This other one, I do not know. It is very similar, but he motions over toward the square-like shape and the slightly lighter tone. I would not know what this means. There are people more versed in these inside. Perhaps we could show some of these to them. If they were inside of some chest, as you say, then they were probably already used and ditched. Be very careful, ma'am. May I take these from you?
You can have them. Again, they didn't really mean anything to me. Although I was curious to know what they meant, and now I kind of do. They're all yours.
If you would not mind, then, thank you very much. He takes the
Wink.
2 symbols from you. I don't fucking know. Roll your allure.
Hell yeah. Can I roll a smash too?
Go ahead. You winked.
Fuck.
Might as well.
18 plus 5.
Nice. That is nice.
Yeah.
He just kind of looks at you. He takes the two symbols into his hand. She looks over. Now about the staff. As she says that, he just kind of waves his hand. We don't need to be examining these people too closely. We just want to make sure that they are not bringing anything dangerous inside without our knowledge. These symbols are easily some good information. I would like for you to tell us of them a little more once we get inside. Would you be willing to tell us where you got them in further detail, ma'am?
Oh, of course.
He motions to the guard. There's still one there. Check her. She makes her way over toward Nuan. Nuan doesn't have anything, so
Yeah.
Nuhan's very much like, I don't fucking care if you search me. They begin to search Nuhan. Let's go ahead and roll. See how well they do. Oh no. Nuhan, let's see here. You are wearing some leathers. Unfortunately, they would have seen it though. As they look her over, they seem to look back over toward the group. Actually, no. Ichibei, roll me luck.
Huh?
Okay.
But why?
I need a luck roll, Ichibei.
Hold on there, Chief.
That's fine. We can wait.
Because it's luck, I can't put in inspiration.
You can
so
put whatever you want into it.
Okay, I'll put in
Luck
one
ju- luck
inspiration.
just
Thanks,
means
chat.
luck just means there's no modifiers.
15 and 11. We'll go with the 15.
Okay. They were told that 2 members of the Fire Nation were in this group, and luckily enough for you, they had confused you for an Earth Nation person. So
they think it's Fire Nation.
they would have noticed Nuan's garb. They would have noticed that she is very much someone who looks as if she comes from the Fire Nation. And they would have potentially brought up that you guys only were supposed to have 2 members of the Fire Nation with you, but with you being in mostly Earth Kingdom attire and carrying an Earth Kingdom weapon, they assume that those 2 are the 2 Fire Nation, or the 2 people of Fire Nation.
Well, how about that?
As she
Save
looks
the
over,
Avatar again.
as she looks over, and who are you to the noble here? Are you some sort of a sibling, perhaps a daughter, companion of sort, lover? No, just traveling with him.
She is my concubine.
Well, you heard him. Go. I need you guys to prove it. Go ahead and have the
Oh,
sack.
okay.
No. As she said that
I
she's
couldn't
just
resist.
traveling, she looks over towards you, Akira, as if to see if you're going to say anything. She says that you guys are just traveling together. Are you going to say anything different?
No, best keep the stories consistent.
Okay. All right then. We'll have to keep you and him under watch while we get to the inner city. She moves back. As you are a Fire Nation noble, we will be sure to give you housing. However, we do not have anything in the upper ward currently. You will have to go to the middle ward. Is that fine?
Middle ward's fine.
Then please, we have checked each of you. The motion over toward the two soldiers coming back. There were 2 rather interesting items inside. A large stone inside a carpet we could not move, and a smaller one here. He motions over toward Jin. Are you gonna say what they are?
One of them is the gift for the king.
I was just seeing if Anthony was gonna say anything.
Oh, sorry.
My fucking microphone is being shitty.
As they hear you, Akira, as they look over, it's like, which one is the king's gift?
Fucking Anthony, what do you think?
Well,
The baseball size one?
the one in the is he holding it in his hand?
He has the baseball size one out here, yes. The other one he couldn't lift up.
Okay. Does he look like he has some trouble with that one?
He looks as if he is struggling slightly, but unlike the other soldier, you see that he's just fucking he's got it. He's got it on lock.
Well, that one is for the Earth King. We figured it would that small token might be something nice that he would enjoy.
And
The
the other
larger
and the
slab.
other larger one?
The largest slab is, well, another piece we have acquired on our travel here. We've yet to determine what we wish to do with it, if we want to give it away or perhaps send it back. as a
Sell it.
as a gift for others in this one's family. You see.
Well, as I said, we are not here to take your gifts. We just needed to know what it was. He hands the other one to you. Do you go to grab it?
I'll try.
Jin, you go to grab it. Roll me physique. I need to know how well you can hold this thing in one hand.
I'm gonna go with not well. That's just me. And Mike, that's
No, I
probably
would
it.
help, but
That's an
He's
11.
trying his best.
As you seem to struggle holding it in one hand, he lifts an eyebrow to you. Upon doing so, the others kind of like look over at you. Joe Dai here, or Joe D here, seems to be chatting with Mei Li for a moment. He looks over and begins to make his way. As he sees you struggling, is something the matter, sir?
Nope, it's fine. You just forget with how small it is sometimes. That's all. It's fine. I'm fine.
Roll. Oof. He looks you over. The other soldiers just seem to like back off. They seem to think that that's a very whatever. This guy especially, he held it. He knows. However, you do notice that the Dai Li, which again you would know it's a Dai Li, seems to stare at you. He seems to at this point stand near you. He looks to your hand. It would probably be best if you gripped it tightly with both arms, don't you think?
Oh, what if I could?
As I thought. Sorry for sounding insensitive.
You get used to it.
I needed to know if that was something you were hiding or not, as he just kind of like moves his hand over and like moves your cloak very slightly. I see you have a bit of a problem. Is there any aid you need while inside the city?
Oh,
You fucking cripple.
I'm fine. You learn to manage with your
The
bending.
one-armed man.
With bending, with lifting, with all that kind of stuff.
Remember, bend with your knees.
Thank you for the reminder.
He like just kind of like looks you over. You can kind of tell, Jin, since you've seen stuff like this before, he seems to be committing you especially to memory at this point. Like he seems to look you over and then like back off and give you a nod.
Jin's gonna just nod and just try and put this back in the fucking rock.
Don't worry, Jen. He committed me to memory too.
Melee, I need you to make him forget he saw me.
Okay, you're gonna have to give me $20 in 5 minutes.
About $5 in 20 minutes.
No. Who the hell do you think I am? I am not a cheap whore. I'm an expensive one.
I'm
He
extremely
motions
cheap.
toward all of the soldiers here, as he's like, "Return to the carriage. I will travel with them and escort them into the inner walls." They all seem to nod and bow. Yes, sir. At which point, the four of them make their way back to the toward their carriage areas, leaving the Dai Li behind. As Joe looks off toward each of you, I suppose you would have enough room. If not, I can make myself. I can attach myself to there. I'm also quite the nice rider. He looks over towards your camelephants. Your woolly camelephants are in rather nice condition. I believe that each of them would be suitable, if need be.
Oh, you can probably sit in their cart. I can give you my seat.
Well, if we are all planning to go, he motions toward it, shall we make our way?
Sit on you.
Oh my god.
He seems to be watching for which one of you goes to take the reins.
Oh, that would be me.
Do you take the reins, Luca?
Yeah, I'm alive.
He watches as you do so. He seems to get inside and sit down. Is everybody willing to go and sit down with this person?
Jin will sit
Melee is giving him her seat so she can sit on his lap if he allows her to.
Jesus Christ!
Hey, if I get on the good
Oh,
side of the
boy.
Dai Li, we can do like whatever we want.
They aren't gonna give a shit after this.
I'm
They're
so
gonna be like, thanks for the lap dance. Cuff them, boys.
fucking hate
You go to try to sit on his lap. He scoots himself over.
Yeah, that works too.
Jin tries to sit as far away as possible from the Daily.
Unfortunately, he is in the center.
That's fine.
Jin is having a real bad fucking day.
Is this a good layout for how you guys want to sit? Do you guys want to move yourselves around at all?
This should work.
Okay.
I'll live.
As you guys begin your move toward the outer walls, I'd like everyone to please go over toward the map. Guys, I'd like to ask, where would you think? Again, like I gave you these lines before, but they're not entirely accurate. Where would you guys think the walls to Ba Sing Se would start?
Like, I guess here, in like where the darkest part is, like that might be the.
You think that like just the surrounding like little grass area would be it?
Then like the darker part in like the center. See how it gets like lighter shade, then it's real dark.
Hmm.
Like the dark part is like where the center
I
is.
could get that. I could get how you would think that.
All right, neat.
Problem
Where's
is
the
that they don't start there.
Where's the fucking wall then? You
Problem
son
is
of
that
a
they
bitch?
really don't
Well,
start
the
there.
thing with it is, the walls do start around that area. You guys would know that the walls are. They would start around, you know, the area where you guys can see here. It seems rather a lot thinner around this area, but you know, whatever. It seems to be around this big. I would like you to look at the rest of the continent now. If you look at that. Just to show around how big Ba Sing Se is.
Great Ba Sing Se.
Say the country.
That is the outer wall. The inner walls are rather interesting. They seem to start around here-ish. Not entirely immediately like one-to-one to here, so like it does come like around like this area a little bit. And there seems to be a smaller inner circle around here.
Is that where the palace is supposed to be?
That
They
is
do it-
the upper ward.
They
Yep.
do it so the Titans don't come in, you see.
Yeah,
That looks like a fried egg.
It is a fried egg. It's
I
eggs
want
and
the second-
bacon, baby.
I
Anyway,
want the second
Oh, son of
line-
a bitch!
I want the second circle to be yellow.
Why? Why yellow?
That's the yolk.
Sure could be egg.
but for what you guys
Wrap it up,
need to know right now, you just really need to know about the inner and outer wall. So, about right here ish would be the outer wall is mostly farmland and different type of kind of wildernessy areas around. You guys, again, you've been here a lot of your time, Mei Li. You would know how like the layout kind of works here in Ba Sing Se. The inner area is where all the people live. It's around here-ish. There's an outer like kind of wall where most of the common people live here. The middle ward is where you guys will be probably heading, which will be around there. And the upper ward and the palace will be around there. Illuminati. Let's go ahead and...
I was about to say.
Perfect. But just making sure you guys understand around where you guys will be heading before anything keeps going forward. Let's get rid of that really quick. It wasn't something we originally had on the map, but it was something that I wanted to at least show you guys. Show off to you guys. You guys make your way in from the outside of the walls. You cross the first river, and about an hour or so of travel goes by where you guys make your way to the large outer walls. Now, looking at the outer walls is rather a sight to behold for any of you. Jin, you haven't been in Ba Sing Se.
Nope.
you've seen the outside of Ba Sing Se. You probably wanted to get in at some points, but probably, not for other reasons. The outer walls themselves are extremely tall and extremely thick. From what you can tell looking at them, if it was a building, it could probably house a great number of people. Like, looking at the outer wall and the gate that would lead you in, if that entire wall, that thick-ass wall, were a building, it would take just the part that you can see around the gate to potentially house all the people you used to run with.
And they waste all that potential.
They waste it all on a wall.
They waste it with just a plain old wall.
Oh, I mean, here's the thing. No one's been able to ever penetrate that wall, at the very least. At least as far as you can tell. Although,
Not even the crowd.
Although, you do know of one person who has potentially done that.
Exactly.
As you look at it, though, you are reminded of your conversation you had with the soldiers outside, where they said that where whenever you were bringing up the fact that like the Avatar had broken through the wall, they seemed to be very confused and very much like about that. They didn't seem to really believe you, or at least they didn't seem to know what you were talking about.
How much does Jin know about the Dai Li?
You know that the Dai Li are again the basically the main military force that is inside these walls. Each of them, from what you can tell, wear the same uniform as this. They're all extremely capable benders. You know that one of them could probably take on like a group of like bandits or like a group of anything like that. They are extremely accomplished earthbenders. They are quick. They remind you from stories you've learned, they remind you a lot of how Ichibei moves around. And they are the primary guards of the Earth King. They're extremely loyal to him, and from what you can tell, they basically do everything they can to make sure he is safe. Him and his family line. The Earth King currently is an old man. You've never seen them show the same loyalty to any other members because there aren't any other members. There's just the Earth King.
What's the Earth King's name?
Huh?
What's the Earth King's name?
Oh, the Earth King's name. Having a conversation with Will. Let me go and look. It's not like I'm waiting for art from it or anything. Anyway, no.
No, of course not. Why would you need art? You just need like a static, like gray anon image, and you'll be fine.
It's not like I need anything from you or anything, Baka.
Growing up.
Fuck up with your Baka shit.
Shut your Baka.
Fucking weeb.
I didn't say shit. You said the Baka shit. You fucking weeb.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking weebs, man.
The
God,
Earth King. The
one.
Earth King Doma.
Cool.
He is part of a long line of Earth Kingdom royalty. He has a bit of a family. However, you do note that one of the big things about the family is that, again, you would, as an Earth King resident, and as well as Mei Li, you would also know this. The Earth King this has not been a recent thing. This was within the last like 10 or so years, potentially a little bit further. The Earth King did lose his only son, unfortunately. His son and his son's wife were unfortunately killed outside of the walls. People can only assume to an attack from the Southern Water Tribe. He does, however, have a grandson. But the Earth King's only son was killed while on a ship with his wife. She was killed as well, and that left only the Earth King Doma, as well as the grandson. Otherwise, you're pretty sure that the Earth King would have stepped down long ago for his son to have started his rule.
Okay. That's all I need to know about him.
Other than that, is there anything else you or Melee would like to know about Ba Sing Se before we go in? That way you guys have all the information you need.
The whole thing with the Karao pieces being in the city, that's a secret, right?
Yes.
So she can't ask about that.
It's like,
So there's
excuse me, Joe.
So, Joe, where are the pieces of the Karao?
Can you, like, tell me? Teehee.
Well, Joe, can you tell me what the Krabby Patty formula is? I really want to know.
Can you tell me what the Krabby Patty secret formula is? What?
on,
It's
Joe.
Krabby.
Come on, Joe. Ravioli, ravioli.
Give me the
Give me
formula.
the formula.
I can't really think of anything else I would need to know about this city other than I could never get in it when I really wanted to. And also, it's
Yeah.
full of fucking dicks.
You also, yeah, you do know that most people have to wait for like a citizenship to get inside. And for you guys are being escorted in. You're pretty sure that if you hadn't have been with Captain Lanoa, that it would have taken you guys weeks to actually get into even the lower rings of the city.
Fuck that. This place is terrible, it's awful, and it should have been buried a long time ago.
No, it's great.
Do you have
So-
anything you'd like to know, Meili, about the city? Again, you're not asking Joe D. You've lived here before. That's why I'm asking if you want to know anything beforehand. Like anything specific. I'll still give you information as we go along. But if there's anything specific you'd like to know.
Nothing immediately comes to mind, unfortunately.
Okay. You guys make your way through the outer wall and through a large amount of farmland as well as other sort of outdoorsy area. You do see that there is quite a bit of I'm trying to zoom in further so I can draw on here. Boop, 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 boop. There you go. You do notice that there is quite a bit of farming like area around here, including there are like large buildings that are very separated apart throughout here. And as you make your way further and further in toward the inner walls, you do note that you guys go around to the southern area of this place in order to go in. It does take you a little bit longer upon doing so, but upon asking Joe, he tells you the inner walls only have a certain number of entrances. As you guys are going through this area, it takes you around 3 more hours to get through the entirety of the trip. You guys find your way into the inner walls, which seem to have more people stationed outside of them. However, upon getting into the inner walls, you do note that the area is very congested. There is a rather small amount of space between any given building or any given person. Stepping in with your carriages, those of you who are sent forward, there are some soldiers keeping people out from in front of the main street you guys are going down. The 4 caravans that are going through, the 3 of them that belong to you and the 1 that belongs to the Fire Nation, seem to be completely allowed through, straight through the middle. The Earth Kingdom soldiers who are benders seem to raise you guys upwards into the middle ring, as you were told before. And as you guys get lifted up into that area, let's give you guys a map. Boop-a-doop-a-doo.
Jin's always wanted to get inside this city.
You guys had went immediately, so upon going immediately, you guys will be getting here late at night.
Ooh.
Bing. Come here, caravan. I need you to lift off. Boom. Boop. Come elephants. Boom. Let's go ahead and move you guys a little bit over. I just want to make sure. Ah, you lift up the Camelephant. Stop that. Stop moving him. Get him out of the way.
No, we're super strong.
I can't put stuff down if people move shit. Blip.
Jin can lift up a whole Camelephant.
That's true. I understand that. I need you guys to not do that stuff. Please stop moving them.
I haven't touched
I'm
shit.
not done. I'm talking to the one who is doing it. If you're not doing it, then I'm not talking to you.
I think I've seen this map in Tenchu Z.
Oop. Oop. Ah, damn it. Of course. Okay. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here, you fucking crazy ghosts.
Fucking ghosts.
Piss off, ghost.
I understood that reference.
Ah, it was a fucking bird. Okay. That's what I kept getting caught on. Heckin' tiny birds. You guys make your way up into the middle ring of this place. You guys are led to park your place yourselves over there. The other caravans are led to other different areas around this central building here. As you guys get yourselves outside of this large blue building that's right here, the member of the Dai Li will jump out. He would not, by the way, have said much of anything about himself through most of the trip. However, once he finds his way out and aids you guys in releasing yourselves as well, he seems to look over each of you. I have been assigned to aid you in your travels around Ba Sing Se. He looks over to the woolly Camelephants. These creatures, unfortunately, are far too large for you to make your way through these tight corridors. If you need any way to get through the city, feel free to contact me. I will let you all know, as you are nobles and you are with Captain Lenoa, I am a part of a force known as the Dai Li. We of the Dai Li are the direct guards of the king. If you find any others that are dressed such as me here in the middle wards, you must listen to them. If they tell you to do something, you will need to do it. If they say that you can see the king, then you shall see the king. If they say that you cannot, I hope that you respect that you cannot. There will be plenty of time for you to see him. He is, however, a very busy man. Your captain, Lenoa, will, of course, aid you in finding a good time slot to see him. We could potentially see him within the next week or so. However, I would mostly see a time frame of next month to be more applicable.
Next month.
There's that sinking feeling as Meili holds her glider and she's like really under her breath, and she's like, I don't even have a week, let alone a month.
So
If
we
the
may,
cabin, whatever, man.
so we may not be able to see the king until next month, or I suppose that's fine. Are we free to see what we can of your city until then?
Of course. As I said, I am in charge of your travel, as well as your safety while you are here. I will be staying just outside of this building here. He motions to the large blue building behind you. This is our guest area. Most of the others will be, of course, staying around this area as well. However, I believe those from the other caravans will be going to a smaller building up in the upper ward, as they are here on, very dire business between our two nations. You and the captain, as well as all of his soldiers, will be sharing this building here. I hope that the accommodations are suiting for you. He looks over to Akira as he says that, since he knows that Akira is the noble here.
I give a nod.
There are some places that you will not be able to go, mostly those places in the upper ward, until you are allowed up there. However, any place here in the mid and lower wards are completely available to you. You can make your way outside the inner wall. However, the inner wall doors only open at certain times of day, unless things are an emergency, or you are with a member of the Dai Li. Again, if you mention or see anyone of the same kind of attire as mine, they will need to be followed to the T. If there's anything they need of you or anything you need of them, be prompt and be blunt. Also, the final thing I wish to say, people here are sheltered to an extent. We cover quite a large area of the Earth Kingdom. News doesn't immediately get to their ears quite as often as we would like. The Earth King himself tries to amend this by every week, sending out a large address to each and every member of his kingdom. However, most do not attend. He motions over to a section off to the east of where you are, down the street that's like right over through here. This way. As he does, you see what appears to be a large open area that seems to lead off to a bit of a podium up a little bit higher up into the upper ward. The Earth King will go there on most days on those weeks. He will address his people, tell them of the latest news from around the world, and those who decide to stay and listen to him will gain their information. However, those who wish to, well, just go about their days, which is the majority of the population, they are harder to get information to. So as that is the case, most of them do know about the attack. However, they also do not know that there is still worry about who might have done it. They still seem to think that it was the Fire Nation who did the attack. He looks over to Akira. I would advise you not go alone into the lower wards. Make sure you have a member of the Dai Li or your guards with you at all times. And guards, he looks to each of you, be sure to not cause any trouble unless the trouble finds you first. You will have some form of protection. Of course, we know that people are very scared, but cause any unnecessary injury or death, and you will be tried.
Oh, we
I'm
understand.
no guard.
We understand perfectly. I'm, for one, am not one for starting trouble anymore, at least. So yeah,
The same
no
goes
worries
for the young lady here. He kind of like opens his mouth for a second, then closes it. There's nothing that really needs to be said. Just keep yourselves to yourselves. Stick to the mid wards and the amenities therein. And eventually, you will be asked to see the Earth King once he is less burdened by his position. It could be as soon as this week. It could be as late as next month, or perhaps even further. Is that understood?
crystal clear.
Do you need anything of me?
I'm not sure. What do you think, Akira?
If there's anything you need, I could try to go and collect it for you. tonight, I suppose the best option for you is to make your way inside and rest after your long trip.
There's something I would like.
Hmm.
Locations of all worthwhile shops in the area.
Even souvenirs.
Shops. Let's see. I could assign you a guide, if you wish.
A guide would be fine.
I will be performing most of my duties throughout the day. I will be checking up on each of you, of course, as I am the one responsible for getting your paperwork done for any form of transportation or entertainment you might need. He just kind of like looks around. I wonder if she could be around here somewhere. Allow me to go and check. He walks down the road as he does.
Do I feel like anybody's been following us the past while?
Ichibe, why don't you go ahead and roll me technique, my dude?
All right,
Technique, survival, or insight, your choice.
buddy. I mean,
Guys, I barely have a week. I don't even think I have a week.
technique is 3, so we should probably do
Let
technique.
alone a month.
Okay.
Technique.
I'm too
We
I
got
don't really have. I don't really have to put him in.
We're
Well,
gonna
there
do
might
our
be more
best.
than one person following us, so let's be honest. He's gonna go get the one lady that he thinks is around here. There might be multiple, so I will put in an inspiration. Thanks, chat. That's 16 plus 3 is 19,
Nice.
and that's 10. So we'll go with the 19.
Ichibe, you would have noticed that ever since you got to the walls, at the very least, the inner walls, you have been being followed. You're not sure if they followed you from the outer walls or not. That would be potentially a long trip, but at least from the inner walls, you have been being followed. You kept getting slight glimpses of them throughout the small little trip here, but since it was very dark, it was hard to get them completely in your sight. As he walked away, you noticed somebody jumping from the roof over here to the roof over here.
As he walks away, Jin's just like, this is bad.
As this is said, he turns the corner. Oh, there she is. She was waiting at the door for you all.
I forgot that I was muted.
What'd you say?
I forgot that I was muted, but you heard me from Anna, so that's okay.
I did not. What'd you say?
Oh no, I was just saying like, oh, she was there the whole time. How about that shit?
As he seems to motion over to the to around the corner. A young girl seems to make her way around the corner. She seems to walk with him toward the lot of you. Ichibe, again, you would know immediately this was the same person who jumped from across the large fucking gap between the two roofs. As she approaches, she seems around the same age as Nuan, potentially.
So
and
around what, how old is Nuan again? 15?
around 15ish, yeah.
Okay.
Potentially
young
older. Who's to actually know how old Nuan or this person is, depending on if people want to make art of them. So,
You're a little late. You're a little late, child. Halloween was like 4 months ago.
you do notice that she is completely draped in a long black cloak of sorts. She does not, however, have the black part around her mouth. She has pulled that down before turning the corner because you can't make things too obvious. She also doesn't have a fucking dagger in her hands.
You can't make that too obvious either.
She's not wearing the things that I told Lindo to draw her in.
No. She's wearing the cloak. She's wearing the thing. She's wearing everything like that. She just isn't holding the knife. And the
wearing,
thing on her mouth isn't covering her mouth.
Oh, it isn't
Okey-dokey.
covering your mouth. Okay, never mind. If it was, then I'd probably be. I'm just fucking.
It is not covering her mouth.
You know when you're leaning against something with like your leg crossed and your arms crossed?
Yeah.
I'm doing that, waiting for you guys to fucking finish talking with this ne'er-do-well here. And then she shows up, and I just raise my eyebrow like, did you think that you were clever?
Jin just looks confused.
As he brings her over, he motions over to her. This is my daughter, Sudi. She looks over at him, looks back to you guys, nods. She gives a bit of a bow. Greetings. My name is Sudi.
Fuck, he told us.
Hi, this is Jin. This is Akira. That's Luca. That's Nuon. That's your mom, Mei Lee.
Ha.
As she seems to nod at each of you, she looks off to him. They require a guide throughout the city. I suppose you would not mind, Sue, since you were going to be watching them anyway throughout the night in case they had any form of... He just kind of like stalls for a second and then looks back. Inquiries or the sort.
You're having a real hard time spelling it out, buddy.
He seems to be choosing his words very carefully, but you also don't get from him that he is the best when it comes to hiding anything. Like every time he speaks, he's just like, this is my daughter, Sudi. Like he's very much like, he seems to pause every time he's even thinking about saying the wrong thing.
This
Hello,
pen is
daughter.
blue.
Hello, I get that reference.
So, if you need to, you may stay here the night, daughter, and keep up with them if they need you. Is that understood? Of course. I will... He just like stops, looks around. Make sure the maids know if you need to come home. They'll leave the door open and a sandwich in your room.
Oh my fucking god.
Okay, so he's claiming that she is his daughter.
Yes.
How? What's the
let's not do
appearance in
this.
terms of age difference? How close in age do these two people look?
He looks like he's like in his at the very most his early 30s.
Early
At,
30s.
at
and
the
she's-
very most, he's at his early 30s.
and
Yo,
she's
and
mid,
And she looks like
and
she's in her high teens.
Yeah, mid to late teens. So unless he either knocks somebody up real young, or he's fucking lying.
I don't.
But he's such a good liar.
Yeah.
Yes,
Leave him
daughter.
alone. He's having fun.
So, if you need to come home, you can. I would like you, as your first day on the job, to watch out for them, daughter. Yes, father. He nods. Is there anything else you would need?
I think I've got everything I need. For the
Weird.
night.
I will say, Ichibe and Jin, looking at this person, they are obviously very much some sort of a... They're obviously very much some sort of a different type of person here. They're Ichibe, you would have noticed them jumping through the different like roofs of the houses and things like that. You have never heard of Ba Sing Se having another form of patrolling protection. You've only ever heard of the Dai Li. You've never heard of any sort of like actual ninja like force in Ba Sing Se. But from what she had jumped around with, she is obviously somebody of similar training to you. And Jin, yeah, you would have never heard of anything of the sort either.
My sources were always accurate until they got really high. Mm.
Yeah. She's just a young pup, though. She doesn't know how to do anything. Sucks.
Does anybody ask Joe, father Joe Daddy? Anyone ask Joe Daddy about anything else? Any sort of amenities you guys might want? Any sort of anything you guys might want to have in the house?
Oh, it's already a shame you're already married with children.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, he like very awkwardly steps next to her and like puts a hand on her shoulder. Her mother died.
Thank you.
I like to imagine.
All right, Joe.
Can I just say, I like to imagine that
All
as
right,
he's
buddy.
saying this, he's giving a death grip to her shoulder. Like, she,
And
Alright.
the greatest
she
part about
death
this,
grip died.
the greatest
Come on.
part about
He
this,
seems to like again just pause as he says, "Her mother died."
and
You
the
need-
worst
Pause.
part about
Pause. Hold on. Pause.
You
Pause.
need a
Pause.
drink.
At
Oh, God.
birth. At he's like died. Pause. Pause. At birth.
Ah, so
I need-
sorry
I-
for your loss.
My condolences.
I need
She looks.
I-
She looks just like her.
the best twist about this would be that he's actually telling the truth.
He just really sucks at social interaction.
I would.
Yeah,
I
like,
would.
that's
never.
the-
I would never be able to pull something like that off. Looks to camera. I'm kidding.
It's that thing of like she's like faux puts her hand over her mouth like
My condolences.
Yes.
Sorry for bringing up such old. Sorry for reopening old wounds.
It's all right. We've had talks about it before. Yes, we've talked about her times.
Fuck off.
She's like, I don't know how to keep up with this right now.
Okay, so
I miss her.
you know, I think with all the bringing up of terribly sad memories, I think we're all good for tonight.
Well, here's the thing. You still look good and ripe for your age, Joe. So if you ever need to find somebody to give Sue D here a wonderful mother figure, you know where to find the dancing girls.
wink.
Wow. Wow.
She looks at him. Yes.
Just the slow clap in the background.
Y'all think I'm playing. This is gonna benefit me later. I
If
watch.
that is all, I'm going to go and speak with the Earth King about our. He looks back over toward the road. Other guests.
Our other guests.
Is this
Cracks his
actually
knuckles.
Caden in disguise? What the fuck? There's only a few people that are gonna understand that reference.
As he looks back over, he's just like he walks away immediately. Then he stops. He looks back. Stay safe, daughter. I love you.
Okay.
I love you too, father.
Oh, no,
Jin just
it
has to
feels
like just turn.
Jenny.
Jin just turns like a 180 and just like puts his like leans up against the cart, just like.
Oh, piss off with that. Piss off
You
with
just-
that bullshit.
I'm crying because it's just so sad.
She like looks at each of you and she gives a low bow. Let me know if there's anything that you need from me.
Yeah, better acting.
We appreciate the hospitality.
I will warn, there are quite the number of people that come out at night in the lower quarters. There are people who, well, are very much drunkards and of the sort. It would be rather wise for you to turn in for the night at least, before you get accustomed to the city.
I mean,
Yes,
home sweet home for
okay,
me.
daughter.
She looks at you. Home sweet home?
Yeah.
I'm from here.
She looks at you. You do know that for you, Mei Li, you would have grown up in the mid ward, which would be around here, because this would be where This would be around where the Avatar would have thrown you down at, and would not have taken you to the lower ward.
He's not that
However,
cool.
you don't live in Ba Sing Se. There's no like home for you here, but you were raised here. Your home is with, of course, the traveling dancers.
E.
But as she looks to you, she just goes, "Your friends might need to be accustomed to it, though. It's very easy to get lost in the lower ward, as I'm sure you know."
Oh, of course.
She looks over toward Akira and then over toward Nuwan. I was told to make sure that the two members of the Fire Nation are well taken care of. If you need anything of me, be sure to let me know. I can. She like looks over toward like the large building. I can cook, clean. I can go and get you any sort of need you might have, although you will have to pay for it yourselves, of course. Anything that is not inside of this building, you will have to pay for out of pocket. But a lot of your amenities will be taken care of as long as you are with us.
And where will you plan on staying? In the same place as us?
I will probably stay inside the walls, inside of the walls of your. Yes, unless I. She like scratches her cheek. Unless I am to go home to father for my sandwich.
Breathe.
She's like, unless I do that, I guess.
You do not need to tell us exactly what that sandwich is. Though you do not need to be so tense either. It trips up your area of perception and makes it easier for you to spot.
She looks over towards you. I'm not really getting what you mean, sir. But
Well,
thank
when
you.
you have the free time,
I am rather new
you
at
can chat
this.
with me about it.
I am rather new at taking in visitors, so sorry.
There's no need to apologize. I'm sure you're aware of what I'm talking about. If you ever have the time, and you wish to chat with a villager outside of your walls, you may indulge.
I mean, you have to let your daddy know first.
Roll. She looks over at you as you say what you were saying, Ichibei. You see that she seems to look at you with interest for a moment and then just kind of like looks over to Meili. Of course, I have a curfew usually when I'm not working. Anyway, allow me to let you all in. She heads like away from you guys for a second before stopping and just kind of like She walks back. Father didn't give me the key.
I was waiting for her to say that.
She looks over toward the building.
Are any of the windows open in this establishment?
I can go and I'll go and check if the back door is open. She's gonna make her way this way. Ichibei, roll me for your instincts.
She fucking falls over. Let's see here. Just because I like looking like I'm better than her, I'll use another.
Your insight, my bad.
I'll use another inspiration. Thanks, chat.
Meanwhile,
I gotta look like a role model ninja.
Meanwhile, Meili's like,
Ichibei, you dog.
Hell fucking no. Yo, you're gonna learn by like the end of this series that I actually am neither straight or gay. I fuck nature.
so
16.
Pan.
Yes.
You would have noticed Ichibei as she makes her way off. She goes around the corner. However, you would also hear the slight sounds of scraping along the roof. You look up to notice that she is going by, and she goes into one of the windows at the top.
I was gonna fucking do that, but okay. I probably would have done it better.
As she is gone, though, you do notice that she is away from you guys. Do you guys want to say anything? Ichibei, you know that you are alone at that point.
Ichibei, you dog!
It's not
She's
like that.
I know. You don't have interest in anybody.
It's
mean-
not like that either.
Huh? What is it then?
They're watching us, keeping an eye on us.
Oh, I could have suspected that. That dude smells like a total liar. Couldn't get anything out of him, though.
Well, as painful as that was to sit through, I actually might want to go inside and relax while we're in Boxing, say, this terrible place.
And I'm not gonna relax because I'm gonna watch the place to make sure people don't look through our shit a second time while we're sleeping.
Should we pack everything inside? I know that if she did find a way inside, then we should probably make sure none of our things are on the street.
Of course.
And whatever we can't fit in there, we put in the Camelephant, and they'll never take it.
What the fuck?
If only we were able to take Steve. I liked Steve.
Oh, right. Well, I'm sure they're better off wherever they wandered off to.
Steve is still with the Mistress of the Night. Jin, you were there.
Right, the box.
Steve.
Right. I
You remember
forgot.
Steve? He
You're right,
he
we've been-
swallowed me up with his big tongue.
Of course, how could I forget such a compelling and amazing adventure?
Yeah, he gave me free stuff too.
What are the free things? Now that you are here, present the free things to us while we wait for the lady to open the door.
You mean the sword and money?
Yeah, the sword and money.
Do you want to attempt to take out that blade while you're on the street here?
No.
Yeah, we'll just say
I mean,
the
I'll
mugger
look.
tried
I'll look.
to
I'll
mug
look
us.
at the bag of money to see how much money is in it.
I'm guessing you would have already looked at it before now. You would have noticed there appears to be 20 silver inside.
Oh fuck yeah!
Ooh. That's like 40 silver apiece.
It's not.
It'd be
That
cool
isn't
if
that
it-
isn't what that is at all.
But you'd be cooler if it
3,
was.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Why is all of our money in the fucking street? Fucking money.
And again, as for the actual blade, you do remember that it was extremely sharp and probably not the best thing you want people to know about.
We'll look at it later. Oh fuck! All my fucking silver went into the avatar thing. God.
Well, I guess
damn
it belongs to the avatar now.
No, I'm
Son
fucking
of a
taking my
bitch.
shit.
You guys eventually see Sudi come off from around the side. She goes, "I was let in."
Wow, that was so nice of them to do that for you. I'm so glad the city is so courteous.
That's great.
Is there anything you would like me to carry in for you?
Oh
I
my
could
god,
be-
make her try the
my
rock.
God, I was actually gonna say. Oh, it might be something.
Of course. Show me to it.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Such a
he'll
bully.
lead her over. Well, you see,
You
I'm
can see that she's 15 and half
Yeah.
your weight. Going to literally break her fingers looking at it.
That means she can't climb roofs as easy. I'm helping you out. You should be thanking me.
I'm not afraid of this chump.
This is a
I'm
friend.
trying to help this chump.
I'm teaching her.
You can't help this chump. She's probably against us with all her other chumps.
Look, I'm helping
You'd
her
like me?
achieve.
You would like me to take this carpet inside?
That's what's in the carpet, but the carpet comes too.
Of course.
I have a bit of a
She
problem.
takes it in her hands.
She's strong.
And Jin freaking BSODs.
How on earth?
She takes it into her hands. She seems to look surprised for a moment, but then does not say anything.
Jin suspects the rug is pulling some shit on it. Ha! Well then. You're tough, you're strong.
The rug is probably slightly levitating with it.
Yeah. You're stronger than you look, it seems.
Shall I take it inside?
Yeah. Just, I'd say be careful, but you probably can't even break it. It's fine.
She takes it. As she does, she seems to take a couple steps out, and then she starts. Go ahead. Yeah, let's actually just have her roll. Let's see how well she's able to do this. Da, 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 da. 7. She has a pretty decent charm, but that's not nearly enough. As she gets a little bit away from you guys, it seems to almost immediately dawn onto her what she's doing, as she looks as if she starts to struggle slightly, like.
Can she make it to the house?
She can easily
She's
make
trying
it.
to look tough.
She can easily make it to the house. She looks like she's starting to. As soon as she goes by you guys, she looks like she starts to struggle. As she goes around the side, again,
God.
as if she probably like after getting halfway away from you guys, felt like she needed to at least look like she was struggling.
Yeah, this city is full of bullshit, and I hate it already.
Bossing say the city of dreams.
Yeah,
And
try again.
memes.
This entire city is full of camelophin shit, and I hate it already.
Hey! I came from here.
Doop, doop, doop.
And I'm sorry for that.
Hello again.
Oh, Joy. You did it.
Is there anything else you'd like me to take inside?
I'm good with my belongings.
Then I will meet you all inside. It may take me a moment.
I'll take all the time you need. Just don't stay out too late. There's plenty of drunkards, and I'll remember.
We have a curfew.
Of course, yeah.
Your dad's gonna be fucking pissed.
She's gonna eat your sandwich.
Let's go.
Let's go inside. Just gonna grab it. We're just gonna grab our stuff and just go inside.
New one.
Nuan's
Yeah,
just
we're
kind of
just-
like looking back toward the carriage, and then look back over toward Melee. Mm-hmm.
How's about a bath? Hopefully there's one big enough for most of us.
Yeah, sure.
Luca,
Mm.
are you gonna join us this time? If we all fit?
We're gonna need to talk about that later.
Oh, are you still insecure?
Ha!
Something like that.
Yeah, sure. And let me know if you're okay, all right? I'm sorry. I don't know what the Mistress of the Night did to you, but I definitely feel like it's probably my fault.
The spirit did something to you?
Well, we all felt it.
Nuan wasn't there.
Oh yeah, you weren't there. You were busy unconscious.
I'll let you know later.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
We'll just talk.
We'll go survey the tub. Let's go, Kometu. He dropped.
You did it, Kometu. You're a fucking, you did it. Look at you. Look at you go. Look at you go. Do you guys all go to make your way into the house?
Yeah.
Mhm.
As you all make your way into the building, you guys notice the carpet is laid perfectly inside. it seems to still be wrapped around the large slab that is inside of the wrappings. The house itself seems to be rather large. From what you could tell when you went around the corner, you saw one of the other caravans a little bit off to the side that seems to have been the one from Captain Manoa. As they had said, this large building here in the center is where you guys will be staying, as well as where Lanoa and the other soldiers will be staying as well. They just said to not try to take the camelephants around the city because, you know, they're big-ass fucking camelephants.
Mm-hmm.
Upon getting inside, you guys see all of the others. Boop. Getting themselves ready to, jeez. Don't want to get those things. Those are in the don't tell anybody where they are zones.
We'll bring Yuki into the bath.
You probably could. Anyway, you guys see everybody else kind of getting their bearings in here. They're all making their way to their to different areas. The captain and Yuki are sitting at the long table that's there. Rietta's also sitting there. Most of the others are just kind of like getting their bearings, moving around the place, making sure that everything's secure. As you guys step inside, you see that quite the number of different amenities and things seem to be available here. Stepping into the room you guys came into, this seems to be a large library-esque area in a bit of a foyer. It seems to have at least 2 stories to the place going inside, and you see what appears to be a couple of people inside you haven't seen before that seem to welcome the both of you with open arms, or I guess all of you with open arms. Zoop. Zoop.
Huh.
You guys see what appears to be a couple of people wearing very, very light and fancy robes. Seem to have their arms wide. They step up to each of you. Welcome to our home. Welcome, welcome. Of course. I touched my fucking mic. Welcome, welcome. As the woman goes up to Meili, as well as to the others, just like going to grab hands, like, welcome to our home. Thank you very much for choosing to stay here.
Oh, no, thank you for your hospitality.
Hospitality, yes, of course. We really appreciate you all going to stay here. This is our ticket up, you know. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Your home? Your ticket up? I'm a little bit confused here.
Oh, well, we're all allowing you into our home, of course, and, well, this is one of our last merits needed. Oh, you've all just came to the city. Of course you don't know about the merits of people of the homeowners here. Our merits will allow us to move upwards into the upper districts. Thank you very much for allowing us this privilege of aiding you all. He seems to nod to you. Thank you very much.
Huh.
Please, anything here we'll be sure to allow you any access to. You need the baths, you can have the baths. Any of the books here, you can read them at your leisure. If you need anything whatsoever, our servants can make it for you. Thank you very much.
I will look for a book that looks interesting to me.
Diego, did you literally make this a meritocracy?
We
well,
don't know, man.
the books are going to be the books are going to be absolutely useless to me.
we have some written in fire braille. I'm kidding.
Just regular braille is
Man.
No, fire braille.
Man, missus, how many people on average fit in a tub?
She goes, "Oh, we can make sure that one of our tubs is rather large enough for each of you. We have a sauna as well if you'd like to use it."
Oh, that would be lovely.
We have the greatest home in all of the Middle District, of course. The largest building that far out that is not a merchant's house or an area of commerce. We are quite proud of what we have here.
Oh,
la la, kinky shower sex.
then me and some of my gal pals would love to take advantage of your sauna and luxurious bath.
Of course. Please follow me.
Oh, yes. And can we also have access to your essential oils? Get it for the baths, you know?
No. I'm kidding.
To your luxurious essential oils.
anything that
Essential
we
oils.
have, you are of course welcome to, within of course a sort of reason. But of course, come with me.
Nuon,
You-
we're gonna.
You have all
You and-
traveled so long. Come with me.
Nuon, you and Luca, we're about to have the time of our fucking lives.
It's like,
Oh,
do I have
God.
access to your women?
You
Just
three
grabs
have
both of
fun.
their hands and she's like, "Gal time, Galentine."
Oh, no.
As everyone makes their way over, and you're joined by Yuki.
Fuck yeah, Galentines.
You guys make your way off forward throughout the halls, going toward a large room off to the end of the home. You are all left with the nobleman who is standing there. Is there anything else that I could be of use for you with? He looks back. My wife will take care of the women, of course. It is up to
Well.
me. I could tell you of many different places around here. Any sort of game or sport that you could possibly desire, as well as we have our own source of entertainment we can call upon here as well. Welcome, of course. I'm sorry. Have I said that too many times?
Hunting, cooking outdoors.
Just a few, but you're excitable. I understand that completely.
If you wish to go fishing, we can take you fishing. If you wish to go hunting, well, I'm a bit of a hunter myself. All three of you look like you're the hunting types.
Oh, I've done things like that in the past, though. I'm not much fun with a bow anymore.
Meanwhile,
I've never hunted a day in
Akira's
my
like,
life.
"I can't fucking see."
I've never hunted a day in my life, especially after.
Well, sir, of course you will need
My
to come
tenth
with us. You are the person of honor, as I trust. You are the nobleman of the far off Fire Nation, correct?
You just, as I'm looking through the fucking bookcase, you just hear me in the background like, I
As a
suppose you could burn them afterwards.
As a bit of a minor noble myself, I very hope the two of us can, well, have some sort of an agreements and potentially even have any sort of talk between our families, of course. It's good to have different friends in different nations, is that not correct?
I do believe the term is friends in high places.
Well, we're not very high yet, but as soon as this merit comes by, we'll be in the highest quarters of all Bossing Say.
Oh, I thought he was gonna pull out some weed for a second.
We're not very high yet. He brings
Yeah,
it
we'll
out.
Get high.
Yo.
You almost didn't have me, but then you said yo, and now I'm
I was very tempted to be like, oh, we're not very high. Speak for yourself.
It's like, have you seen how red my eyes are? I'm high as shit.
Have I found a good book yet?
Looking through the books. Go ahead as you're looking through. Roll me for your diligence.
Find a book clad in gold and I steal it.
You find the Necronomicon.
You know what? I want a good book, so I'm gonna use another inspiration. Thanks, chat. That's a 14 plus 1 is 15. That's a 19.
Looking through the books, you notice that most of them seem to be foreign. A lot of them seem to be from different nations. Hardly any of them are written in any sort of Fire Nation script or anything of that nature. However, you are able to find some of them that you can read. That seem to be from any sort of common languages, similar throughout most of the places. You find what appears to be one about the Boiling Rock, which is of course what used to be a large prison in the Fire Nation. You find one that appears to tell of the legend of Kyoshi Island, which is off to the south of the Earth Kingdom, and you find one that appears to be a legend of a great library off in the desert.
Huh. Kyoshi Island's all the warriors, right?
They are home of a troop of people called the Kyoshi Warriors.
They're all girls, and they all wear makeup, and they're very.
What do I care about more? A library or warriors?
The library's guarded by an owl. The library's run by an owl.
You
Because
don't
let's
know
be
that.
honest, the Fire Nation prison, it's like I live there. I know of the prison.
The Boiling Rock is
It's just that.
It's
boiling
also been
boiling-
destroyed.
Yeah.
yeah. Not much left except boiling water.
So do I want to know about a library or do I want to know about the Kyoshi Warrior?
Library.
Why
Just
not? Why
find
not the
something.
library? Double not. You're reading a book about a book.
I'll read a
about
book about. Oh fuck me! All right.
There's
Well,
so
you
much
twisted
s-
my wrist.
Are you gonna read a
Just
book
don't
about
twist
books?
wrist.
I guess so.
All right, you take
Yeah,
you
there we
take
go.
you take the book of the library in the desert. You go and sit over at the large table that is there. As again, this
Jin will
person
be
seems
like,
to be
"Oh, hey, I
schmoozing
buried
very
that."
much. This person seems to be schmoozing very much up toward Akira. He's just like, "Oh, can I tell you about the women in this household? My goodness, they are just. Can you? I'm sure that you have quite the number in your household as well. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Am I right, my good sir? You're so hilarious and funny."
I
Jesus.
feel very uncomfortable. I need an adult.
Can you see the fucking just shit-eating grin on Jin's face? Is that radiant enough for you?
I bet his teeth are white, so yeah, his teeth don't give off body.
Come
heat,
on
so yeah.
forward, come in. We'll get someone to make some soups or some teas, and come on in. You two as well, guard. Come on in. He just like kind of drags Akira inside.
I was almost about to say when you were saying, "Oh, I'm sure you have more in your house than mine." I was about to be like, "We don't own whores."
Can't live with them, can't live without them. Am I right?
We don't
Abs-
own people.
Your Fire Nation types are missing out. Clearly.
We have standards.
He
Oh,
wasn't.
you
He
boss
wasn't.
thing
He
said.
wasn't mentioning slavery. He was mostly
Yeah, I know.
pointing
I
off
know,
toward
I
toward
know.
his
was
wife
not
who went off with
mentioning
the others.
I know. I was
slavery.
I was pulling your leg.
I'll pull your leg off. Ha!
Joke's on you. I don't have eyes.
What?
I mean, bro.
As
I
you
don't know where I'm
guys
going with
bit
this.
of knowledge, Chief.
as you guys all get
know where I'm
ready
going with
to
this.
go to your different amenities, and Akira, you have found a new best friend who is schmoozing up to you as much as he can.
Aren't you lucky?
Aren't you lucky? He
Yeah.
seems to be like sitting between you and the captain. He's just like, "Oh, you're a captain, are you? Of great renown, I hear." It's like, "Oh, of course I am."
I'm just gonna sit here with Tim and Clem and just enjoy the show.
I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I've had way too much to drink.
As everyone separates themselves, doing each their own thing, scouring throughout the place. The soldiers bringing in different things from the carriages. I think that's going to be a pretty good place for us to end things off for the night. For what you guys can tell, every now and then, Ichibei, you look outside of the window. You could swear you see somebody going by.
Oh man, dude, if it was a nice night and the moon was out, I was gonna go on the fucking roof and read.
You can very much attempt to. You make your way up to the top floor. You go out through one of the windows you had seen the other one go into before. As you do, you find yourself sitting up on the roof between these two large windows, and just kind of like read from the light of the street lamp off to the side. As you are as you have yourself up there, you look around. You do note every now and then you see what appears to be the movement from one of the houses off to the sides. As you know that you are still being watched, of course. However, the last thing that you seem to note upon being outside is you do notice that a Dai Li seems to come back down through the streets. You know that this one is either Joe or a different person. Who's to say who this one is? He does seem to go up to your carriage. He seems to open it up and go inside. It takes him a minute before he comes back out and continues down the road. As you see things like that happen, you look off toward the other parts of the city that you can see from up here. You notice that the streets up here in the midsection of the of Ba Sing Se seem very quiet for all of the all of the seemingly happy partying that this boy is talking about. Everybody going through like, oh, look at all the things we can get. It's great. Everything's fantastic. Everything seems very quiet, very very good for reading, very peaceful. You kind of like lean back as you open up your book and continue your reading. As that is being said, I think it's a good time for us to end things for this session of Avatar. Hey, what are you doing, Ichibe? What you liking that book?
Sand sounds awful. It fucking sinks things that are heavy.
What about you, Luca? You liking things right now? You're gonna go off with Yuki and Mei Lee and Nuan and this girl and
This is gonna be awkward.
it's gonna be great. It's fine. You can tell them before you dunk yourself in. It's fine.
Hopefully.
Who's to say? At least Rieta didn't go with you.
God bless.
At least you don't have to deal with those heckin' Southerners. Am I right?
Fucking Southerners, dude.
Fucking Southerners. God.
Fucking kill them all.
Man, everything that's southern bound is just terrible, isn't that right, Luke? I bet you're happy about losing all that southern shit.
Yup, that's me.
Oh my
That's
God.
life.
That's politics.
We'll be right back.
Look at this happy boy. He's just so happy to have like as much people around him as there is, and he's like, oh, this is one of the final merits we'll need to move up in the world, and I'm already smoozing with a great a great, probably legendary captain, and this high ranking Fire Nation noble. I'm a great boy.
I've been wondering, actually, when you say noble, Nightshade, like on what tier are you in nobility in the Fire Nation?
Let's see. If there were 10 tiers, I'd probably say I'm in tier 5.
That's pretty fucking good, to be honest.
His family owns parts of islands in the Fire Nation. In particular, his family is the major noble of the Ember Islands.
Oh.
Which is a very large tourist destination in the Fire Nation.
Well, how about that shit?
Welcome to Disney World. I'll be your host, Akira. Man, we're finally in Ba Sing Se.
You guys made it, and you just have to be here for like a month or so before you get any help.
So
isn't that fine, Mei Lee? Isn't that great?
Absolutely
in reality,
not.
we actually won't be here longer than maybe a day and a half.
So now here's the big conundrum. So we need to find the Kurao bits, and then do we need to bring it back to him? Or do
I can't remember if our corral stick is also a corral locator. It'd be really cool if it was.
It is not.
Where it just wiggles a little bit when we're close to a corral.
It is not.
When we collect the 7 corral balls.
We need to find. We need to scour this fucking.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like, how am I supposed to find the pieces of this thing if I can't talk about the pieces of this thing? Because Ba Sing Se just happens to fucking hate the Kurao. Justified, but fuck, I need to live.
Also good Lindo art. Yes, Lindo had made the noble girl here. Look at her, she's so pretty. Also, the big boy here, big noble boy, as well as of course the Dai Li, which we had just already seen go by over here. He's a good boy, and we have whatever this person is, some sort of a daughter of the Dai Li.
I still say the best twist is that you play it up, but that he's actually being truthful, and they're both just terribly awkward. Like they're both just.
It's a family anxiety. It's
literally
something that's never gonna go away.
It's literally genetic.
It's gonna be a part of them forever. They're fucked.
That would be the greatest twist.
Who's to say, man? I'm to say, probably not.
I will teach her how to be more silent on her feet and not to fucking trip up half the time.
There's a great way. there's a great way to do that. Just kill her. He's
Basically,
definitely
what
dead
you
solid.
guys, basically what you guys will be doing is you'll be potentially trying to find a way to see the Earth King sooner, I'm guessing, as well as potentially, you know, trying to figure out anything else about Ba Sing Se while you're in it, getting some rumors, maybe going to the thing that where the Earth King comes out and addresses all of his people off to the east, and you know, talking amongst yourselves about any sort of your deepest, darkest secrets and regrets, you know, all those good things. Isn't that right, Luca?
Yeah.
Great.
It's fine.
You
guys are fine.
This city is probably like
Gonna have some good old gal time.
Galentine's!
Oh my god.
city has to be a couple 100,000 miles long in
We're gonna
diameter.
do all those things guys think girls do when they take baths together. Every single thing.
Rampant lesbianism.
Yeah.
Can I watch? Oh wait.
Ha!
I mean, you can go
He's
through the
just
middle
like-
of the night first and lose your dick.
He's just like fucking goes up to like the wall outside of the showers, and he's just like, yeah, and it's like Jen's like, what can you actually see in there? And it's just like, there's so much steam.
I was about to say
Yeah,
only
Kira
time
can't see shit in
only
there.
time
Yeah.
he's gonna see anything.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
so
no-
glad they're having a cold shower.
There's no fucking way.
I'm so glad
Either
they're
way, I
having cold
lose.
showers.
Their
Either way,
nips
I
are gonna be so
lose.
much more pronounced. They're gonna be so fucking. They're just gonna cut diamonds.
Either way, I'm SOL, no matter what.
But
They
yes,
take a cold shower, I lose. I can't see their body heat. They take a steam bath. All I can see is steam.
you can probably still see body heat in a cold shower. It might
Yeah,
be-
yeah, yeah. But it's not like we stopped producing heat. It's just
No,
But with
it's
that
just
being
very
said,
hard
my
to see.
dudes, thank you guys very much again for the 1,001 now followers, as well as we have 100 subscribers. I'm not sure how long either of these numbers are gonna last, because they're so like early into the hundreds / 1,000 with the followers. People could unfollow, people could unsubscribe, different things like that could happen. But it is still really neat to have that number have gone over during an RP, because I will tell you now, I've been streaming like crazy the past week, and I was like, what if this happens just during like a fucking Animal Crossing stream or something, and it's just like, oh, thanks guys. And it's like I really wanted it to happen during an RP, so thank you guys very much for doing that today. I hope everybody had fun. We had a lot of fun. Question, comments, comments below. We'll see what happens in Ba Sing Se next time. Maybe we'll have a bit of a tales of what happens in Ba Sing Se even. We'll see. I hope everyone enjoys it.
Please, from
Until
the
next-
vine.
And until next time, guys, like always, later days.
The gang gets thrown into Diley's prison.
I'm streaming now. Go to my channel. I'm streaming now.
Oh, you're streaming right now?
Raid. Do the
streaming
raid.
now.
/
raid.
raid. Is it the
Shadow
Living Nightmare?
Legends.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Living Nightmare. Boop. There he is. Head over there, my dudes. He's gonna be doing some. What are you doing?
Right now, I'm gonna be doing team fight tactics.
He's gonna be
but-
doing some TFT. Head over that boy. Head over there. Get in there. Go. And until next time, guys, like always, later days.
Meh.